Time! Hello, fans. We're gonna have a bit of a slightly unusual stream. Because usually when I play a game, I'm just kind of playing the game to play the game. Today, it's gonna be more about teaching people about a game. But not like when I did the teaching Ro how to play fighting games thing. Because I'm not teaching a specific guest. I'm teaching everyone who's just watching the stream. And who might be watching the VOD in the future. Hello to the QC community, or if you're crewmate waving, welcome in. But yes, before I get to the actual point of today's stream, I do want to announce something special. And that is I am not going to be... I guess we'll start with this before I get to the actual announcement. I won't be streaming next Tuesday because I will be taking the Saturday stream next week instead for a special event I'm hosting. So let me throw up the little promotional image that totally isn't the same promotional image I used when I ran this event years ago and just repurposed it with a different date changed. Shush, that didn't happen. But yes, I am hosting a Twinkle Star Sprites event on the 28th. It's gonna start at noon Pacific time. Adjust for whatever time zone you're in. It's going to be kind of like half tournament, half just casual get-together. Like it's under the guise of tournament, but the main point is just to get a bunch of people to gather together in one spot on Fightcade and get a chance to play the game. So instead of how normal tournaments work, where if you have an actual bracket, let's say it's a double elimination bracket, you might get really unlucky and play like the best player in the tournament first. And then you lose. Then in loser's bracket, you might play like another really good player and lose again, and then you're done, you have to watch everybody else. That's not really fun for newcomers, right? So this is going to be using a Swiss format, which basically means that everyone is supposed to play everyone else that's there at least once. That's kind of the goal. So maybe you do play the best player in the tournament, but you also will play the worst player in the tournament and everything else in between. So it's, more balanced that way, and you don't get screwed over by bad luck, and you get to just have more time to play and have fun with the game. So let's say like hypothetically there's 8 people to enter. I don't know how many will actually sign up, but if you have like 8 participants, you would basically play the other 7 players as your 7 rounds. So everybody gets kind of a chance to play even, and you get to, eventually somebody else is going to be at your skill level probably. Or whoever the closest to your skill level is, you're going to run into and not get screwed over by luck. So that's the kind of the way I'm running that tournament. But because, it's still supposed to be a tournament, there's going to be a little bit of a, I guess, conclusion to it. So what's going to happen is after everybody plays their like Swiss rounds, I'm going to take the top 4 scores and have like a single elimination bracket to determine the actual final standings for, first, second, third. But before that, just kind of, having fun playing, not a lot of stress. It doesn't matter if you don't know how to play the game or don't know how to play it very well. I'd still encourage people to enter because it's just about having fun and getting time and experience with the game to have some, matches and whatnot. Get you a chance to learn, right? And I'm gonna paste the link in chat as well. It's on the flyer here, but just so you can click it. If anybody wants to sign up, as long as you're available, go for it. Regardless of how good or bad you are at the game. We're just having fun here. It's part of the Twinkle Star Sprites Discord community. Or rather, I'm doing it for that community mainly, but anyone's welcome to join whether you're part of that community or not. So you just have fun with it. Oh, you redeemed the thing. I need do I have a bot command? Let me check that. I'm allowed. I feel like I shouldn't have a bot command for that. Is that a thing? Okay, no, I don't have a command. I thought I did. Alright, we'll do it manually. You're a little too slow, Beyond. You forgot to enable your controls. Yeah, I don't have my controls up either. I had to right-click on his name and have it come up that way. Because in the dashboard, I don't see the controls. I only see it if I'm like on the stream as a viewer. So like, if I'm in your stream, I get the controls to pop up. But in the Twitch dashboard, for some reason, they won't show. And I don't know how to change that for the dashboard part. So I can't see them in the dashboard. It doesn't work in Firefox. I'm using Firefox. Are you sure if you should do it? I mean, any mod is welcome to take care of redeems like that. Especially if the streamer's busy, so it's fine. As long as it's a legitimate redeem and they've actually like spent the points. Also, hello, NB Catboy GF. Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, let me get rid of the little flyer so you can see me. If you're new here, I am Shui and Sugurumaru, a silly slime VTuber. One of 4 members of this channel. And we all stream on different days. So you kind of get a variety depending on when you come in of what you'll get. I'm the most random and chaotic, I guess. I could be streaming anything, really. So I don't know if I have a specific theme, but today we're gonna do some Bloons tower defense. Which is actually perfect timing, which I didn't plan on this, but because I set the date for doing this stream a while back, and then it turns out that they released a brand new tower today. So more reason to stream the game, so I can kind of look at that tower. Love random and chaos? Well, if you love random and chaos, you'll love me. Hehehe. I am random and chaos incarnate. Well, not as much as some people, I guess. You could be more random and chaotic than me, to be fair. But, I like random and chaos too. We'll just say that. Yeah, I usually stream on Tuesdays. But as I was just announcing, next week I won't be streaming Tuesday. I'll be taking the Saturday slot instead because I'm hosting a special event. But other than that, I'm usually a Tuesday night person, at least for the time being. But yeah, hope you enjoy your stay. I am going to switch over to my gaming screen so I can pull up the game. And we're going to play some monkeys throwing darts at balloons. For people who are not aware, this is actually like a long series. I think it started with like Flash games way back when. And basically the original Bloons was literally just a game where you had a little single monkey that was throwing darts at balloons and seeing how many you could pop. And then it turned a tower defense game into it. Or it came that concept into a tower defense game where I think the original tower you got was a dart monkey to represent that original like concept of the game. And they invented a couple of other different ones. I already took my key, I could guess. Remember playing the Flash game at the library when you were younger? Yeah? Oh, yeah. So they made tower defense games, and this is the last regular entry. There's another game that's newer than this, but it's like a versus one. I haven't messed with that, because I'm not really about playing it competitively. I just kind of fool around with the single player, this version. But I want to talk about all the different towers, what they can do and the heroes and whatnot, because I have a friend who I saw playing this game recently who had no idea what he was doing. And I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just saying that he was new to the game and didn't really quite understand it, and it was hard for me to explain in text as he was streaming. So I was like, oh, I'll do a stream someday where I go over the game, and then you can watch the video and learn from it. So that's kind of what we're doing here. and anyone else who's like curious about how this particular game works, we can go into that. So there are two categories of things to be concerned with. The monkeys are the towers, and then you have the heroes, which are special units. I'm gonna go over just the regular monkey towers first, and then we'll talk about the heroes later. So I'm just gonna put this in a sandbox mode map so we can look at everything without any like pressure, just to kind of explore. Alright, so we're gonna look at every single tower and its upgrade paths. So the first set of towers here are what's known as the basic ones, and they're kind of throwing this off with the new Desperado because that's not a basic monkey from what it was defined as before, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. If that's supposed to be a basic one, I'm assuming just based on the placement. So that's a little weird. But other than that, the rest of these blue background ones were, I believe, all in the original Bloons Tower Defense game. So they're kind of OGs. That's what they consider basic. Then you have like the green ones, which are military. The purple ones are supposed to be magic. And these like orange background ones are supposed to be support. So they have different roles and different ways they function. But the very most basic OG original one is the Dart Monkey, based on the original game. So let's take a look at the Dart Monkey. And the upgrade paths for this thing. So the first thing we have to look at here is that there's 3 upgrade paths, like 3 rows. You can only fully upgrade 1 row for like all 5 of the things. And you get a secondary like sub, I guess, category, but you only go down that path twice, and then it locks out. So that's kind of the thing to keep in mind. You have to kind of commit to one of them and place another tower if you want a different path. So top path here starts out kind of about, I guess, Pierce. The shark shots can pop 1 extra balloon layer. Or just 1 balloon, I guess, per shot, rather. So instead of just being able to hit 1 balloon at a time, you can hit 2. And then you get, an extra one for the razor shark shots, I can talk. And then, when you go to tier 3, this monkey changes a lot. The spike-a-pult basically gives him a catapult with spike balls, which is a lot more powerful. These spike balls can rebound off of objects, so this path is really good if there's a lot of junk in the way, like just a lot of obstacles, terrain and stuff like that, because then it bounce off of those and keep hitting around the map several times. You read chat. Actually, just got access to this game today because you and your roommate did the Steam family thing. Oh, that's cool. The Juggernaut is just kind of an upgraded version of the Spike-a-Pult, and then further into the Ultra Juggernaut. At this point, it like bricks, ceramic, fortified, lead. There's all kinds of balloon types this game we'll go over later. But yeah, pretty powerful tower with technically it can cheese the range because you can sort of get full screen range. If it starts attacking and the balls bounce around the screen, they can hit things that are normally outside of the monkey's range. So it's a good thing to keep in mind. I almost never use this path though. It's not my favorite, but it has its utility. Middle path is more about speed initially. Quick shots increase attack speed. Very quick shots even further. Then triple shots just throws 3 darts, so it's still DPS. Instead of like throwing them faster, just throws more of them, which is still, is gonna give you DPS from that capacity. Then we have a very interesting and unique upgrade called the Super Monkey Fan Club, which this is not gonna make sense until I introduce you to the Super Monkey. But basically, the Super Monkey Fan Club will change any Dart Monkey, or at 10 Dart Monkeys that are like the closest to it. I think they have to be in its attack range too. But it turns them into Super Monkeys temporarily, giving them a boost. And the Plasma Monkey Fan Club is the same, but like I think it's like a 300 Super Monkey with the Plasma. Or is it 200? I don't forget which one has Plasma. We'll figure it out when we go to the actual Super Monkey though. But yeah, and I think it transforms like 20 of them for this one. Bottom path is the one I always take. This is very expensive, by the way, too. Bottom path is the one I always do because I feel like the most versatile. The other ones are situational. So bottom path, first of all, gives you longer range to start with. And then a very big upgrade, this is gonna be one of the most important things in a game to have, is enhanced eyesight here. See, the weird thing about this game is there's some balloons that have camouflage paint on them, and if they're camouflage balloons, nobody can see them and no towers can attack them. They'll just slip by and you lose. So it's always important to have towers that can see this. So this is a very important, relatively cheap upgrade to make sure that your tower can pop camo. Crossbow becomes very powerful. And then you have sharpshooter, which introduces critical hits. There's a % chance that your shots will just crit, which is really, really useful. And the crossbow master is just a super version of the sharpshooter. Later, Caesar. Oh, sorry. I thought you were leaving. Why, Caesar? Welcome back, I should say. You have a question today. When you were a kid, what name did you give your favorite toy or stuffed animal? Bold of you to assume I'm not still a kid. Maybe I'm always a kid. Anyway, oops. Let's look a little bit at what the dart monkey looks like. We'll just eat. Oh, forgot. Can I disable powers? Nope, that's not what I want to do. I don't know what these buttons do. Okay. That's not what it meant. I'll have to back out of here real quick. I need to disable the special powers for it because it's like messing up my test. How do I do that? Power, no, knowledge. Okay, we'll disable that here, and then we'll go back to the sandbox. Alright, this should do. So we'll put the dart monkey back down now. And we'll see him just throwing darts at Bloons. Pretty simple. He's got actually an okay pierce just by default. So for each early rounds, this is, not a problem. You heard a dinosaur and called him Rex. Makes sense for a name. And he wore the Miami Dolphins jersey. Alright, so let's... Oh, these can heat... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's heat it up with like a further in round. Let's do round 4. See, by round 4 you get lit more balloons. You can still handle this, I think. And you can actually speed it up too to make it go faster. Okay, now you got the blue ones here, so those get past him. He can handle reds and small waves, but it's hard for him to handle blue. Because he's just the basic little dart monkey. So, we can fix that by upgrading him to like very quick shots. Let's see how that does. Oops. See, I still can't actually get it with very quick shots. Now on the rebound, okay. I mean, he eventually does it because they go around so many times. But if we did like 2 on both of these pabs, I bet you this would do better. Oh yeah, see, look at that. He almost got it all in the first pass. But of course, he can't see camouflage. You're not gonna do that, right? Can I make them all camo? I cannot. Okay, we need a different round then. Let's do round 24. Watch this. Look, it just goes right by him. He can't hit it. He can't even see this. It's just invisible to him. Poor monkey. However, let's get rid of that one. If we were to replace him with this path with enhanced eyesight, all of a sudden, no problem, he can pop it. So very important to make sure you've got your camouflage going. Your camouflage sight. Now you can pop that round, no problem. Because he's good at this game. Solid burn. Alright, so let's look at the next one, is the boomerang monkey. Actually, I should talk about something else, but I'll do it later, like this, what this is all about. I'll get to that at the end. Let's talk about the basics here. So, boomerang monkey. Place one of these guys down so you can see what they look like. I mean, as you expect, he throws a boomerang. Pretty straightforward. It can come back to them, him on the rebound sometimes.
Overall, this is a good game. Anyway, I gotta go. I have work tomorrow in the morning. I wish you a good night and rest well, everyone. As Shui would say, slime out.
I got jump scared by the TTS. I was like, what the hell is that? But later, Caesar. Anyway, what I was about to say was, yeah. Since he throws a boomerang and it comes back, sometimes it can also pop balloons on the way back, which is kind of a cool feature. But looking at the upgrades here, you can make it pop more balloons. Top half is really good. All these paths are kind of good, but top half is pretty good. This one turns into glaze, which is like just shark. More like chakrams, actually. I don't like calling them glaze. It looks more like, I guess, kind of a bladed chakram or something. I don't know what that is. Is that called a glaive? I thought a glaive is like a pole arm. I don't know. I don't know weapons. But yeah, this one is kind of the same, but they now ricochet and bounce off of stuff. Not objects like the spike catapult thingy, but they bounce off of the balloons and kind of bounce around and hit multiple. And this just increases the number. And this is really cool. I actually want to show you what the glaive lord looks like. You need to see this. A glaive is a polearm, but some games also refer to chakrams, to a chakram weaponry. That's weird, yeah. I just think they're bladed chakrams, but whatever. But yeah, let's look at this one. As you can see, a ray, they just swirl around him in like an orbit. And just like things just die. It's actually pretty cool. Alright, looking at the middle path. Middle path makes him throw faster. Then you got this bionic boomerang, kind of a bionic arm that he gets that just shoots boomerangs out of a cannon. You've got turbocharge, which is a power you can proc to make him shoot faster for a short period of time. And permacharge makes the turbocharge ability the default speed, and then the ability will make it even faster, I guess. I don't use this one that much. And then bottom path, you've got long range, which is like the Dart Monkey's bottom path. But Boomerang does not see camo. Instead, his second tier bottom is red hot rangs, which basically just fire to pop frozen in lead. Lead balloons are very tricky. I don't think you can normally do, let's see, this round. Yeah, see, he can't, even with all those magic swirling glaives, he can't do anything to lead. Can't pop it. You can't use, like, blades on metal. Doesn't work. But if you add fire, the metal melts, I guess, or something. Because now it works. And that's kind of the benefit of the red hot ranks. Then you've got these Kylie boomerangs, which is, I'm assuming, an Australian thing. But they follow a straight path instead of going in an arc. But that's not important. This is kind of garbage. The big thing is the next upgrade, which is the Moab Press. It knocks back the big blimps that are the kind of boss balloons to kind of keep them from progressing as much. And then Moab Domination is just even better version of that. So if we get rid of this guy, and give the Moab Press, And then we do like round 40 when the big blue blimp comes out. It's not really looking that good. Maybe because I got too fast. Let's restart that round. Okay, it's not really knocking back like it's supposed to. That's kind of odd. I don't know what that's all about. Let me upgrade one more. Surely I can see the knockback from this, right? Yeah, you see, it went nowhere that time. It stun locked him entirely. So yeah, that's a thing. That's like it spawned something like this. This is a stronger one. Even that one stun locked pretty well. Okay, now he's getting through. But you see, I was getting pushed back from it. So it's kind of like the cool thing about that. And one thing that new players kind of get confused about with this game is there's multiple types of things you have to worry about. Because the little big glint balloons take a different skill set than the regular small balloons. So yeah, he does really well against that with this upgrade path, but really fast small balloons might still get by potentially. Probably not. It's usually more that the ones that are good at high DPS for small balloons don't do well on the blimps. And as we said already, he can do that with a fire. There's also like these purple ones, which he's got no problem with that. Like, none of these balloons really are gonna hurt him. Other than like the bigger blimps that are like too strong. Let's look at the next one. Which is the cannon. Or bomb shooter, I guess. It's a cannon, but they call it a bomb shooter. Which, gee, I wonder what this does. It's very slow, so as you can see, stuff can get by it. It's not very good for these small, faster balloons like this. It's terrible at that. But it does, cop lead, I believe. Yeah, so it's one thing. It can't pop black though, as you can see. Black balloons are immune to explosives, so once it pops the lead, it's kind of needs other towers to support it. Because now it's like, I can't do anything to this. It's defeated. So let's look at the upgrade paths. Top path, we've got bigger bombs, which just, have a larger explosion radius, so it's less likely to have stuff slip by. Heavier, goes through more. Not a monkey. Yeah, they should have like a monkey staying behind the cannon. That would have made sense. But for some reason, they don't put a monkey there. It should come as no surprise to you, I don't use this tower very much because there's no monkey here. But yeah, you got really big bombs. This one will stun balloons in an AoE. And this is kind of the same, but so the mob class balloons are blimps essentially. This path will reload faster, so it shoots faster. This one uses missiles instead of bombs. This does extra damage to MOABs, which is a very cheap way to damage them. If you don't have anti-MOAB defense in the early rounds, you might go this line. Including Mist that has like these two paths have like an actual timed special you could proc that will kind of wreck them. Bottom path is more range. These good frag bombs. And yet clusters, kind of just like, cluster damage that can get groups better. And then bomb blitz. Which is a weird passive ability. Basically, anytime a blue sneaks by, you lose lives. It's just like full screen wipes. Sort of, something like that. I don't use the bomb shooter. I do sometimes use the tack shooter though. Now you might be saying, oh no, there's no monkey. The monkey's actually inside. Believe it or not. There is a monkey inside the tack shooter apparatus, firing attacks. Which, because it has to be manned, means that it cannot see camouflage. Because somebody has to actually see it, the monkey inside has to see and shoot. So it can't shoot at that. Just an interesting little fact. You don't see it, therefore it isn't real. If you probably can't tell in the art here, but because it's kind of small, but there is actually a monkey here. His hand's like on the top of the lid, lifting it up. He's kind of looking out. And his little artwork. But yeah, top path starts with faster shooting, then it goes to fire so it can pop lead. You got ring of fire, and just, burning stuff. Middle path gives you more range. Then it turns from tacks to blades. And then you got an ability that I'm going to actually show off because it's interesting. But the Blade Maelstrom, which we'll have to wait for the cooldown. But if we just hit this, it just shoots blades across the whole screen. Which is pretty neat. I didn't mean to delete that, but oh well. And then the bomb path is just, kind of a DPS in quantity. Where you get more attacks, even more attacks. Just super crazy amount of attacks. This is what most people do as attack zone. Probably the preferred path for the attack shooter by most players. Just because it shreds. In fact, maybe actually throw down attack zone so you can see how much it shreds. I'm just gonna send him away about it. Hi, I'm delete it. It didn't get the children inside of it, but it got the outer layer, which is usually the most dangerous part, because anything can attack these. Alright, next one is the Ice Monkey. Let me get the attack shooter. Ice Monkey is one of my favorite towers. Because it's blue. This is a severely underrated tower. A lot of people say the Ice Monkey sucks. They have no idea what they're talking about. So let's look at top path. Top path kind of means that there is a permafrost, so I should just look at the tower just by itself. The basics. How it works. Let's do an early round here. Kind of collapse in AoE and freezes stuff. It's temporary, and then it just goes back to normal once it falls out. If you do permafrost, they never properly fall, they'll always be slowed down. Even after they're no longer frozen, they'll still travel slower, which is a nice effect to help your other towers clean up. Is it because, yes, it's because it's blue. You just met me and you figured it out. I mean, it's obvious looking at me, I guess. I keep hitting the wrong button there. But yeah, that's the first thing it does. Then you have Cold Snap, which allows it to pop both lead and camo. Two of the most annoying types to pop in one. And that's a very cheap upgrade. Ice Shards isn't really that great. I mean, I guess it strips the camo from it. So if you want to be a support tower and just make sure any balloon that gets hit by it that's camo no longer is camo, that's something. Sure. A Brittle Mate is good also for support. It basically debuffs. So anything that's hit with a Brittle Mate or super brittle will take more damage from everything else. So if you're having like a big bad boss balloon or a blimp, and you're like, oh, let's hit with Brittle Mate, and then everything else will like, damage it more so it helps your other towers. I don't usually like support that much from the Ice Monkey, so I don't use this, even though people like say, oh, this is the best path because that's all it's good for is helping others. They're completely undervaluing it. But there's no bad path on this. They're all good. So middle path, enhanced freeze. Attacks faster and the freeze lasts longer. Obviously good. The deep freeze will freeze more layers of the balloon. So even if the top gets popped, the ones under it might still be frozen. Arctic Wind is kind of cool. Let's actually show you what Arctic Wind's like. Because it basically creates this like frozen aura around it. And then this gets further into Snowstorm, where you get a proc ability to essentially freeze the whole screen. So it's like, oh, some balloons got by. Whatever will I do? this. And Absolute Zero is just a super version of that. And then bottom path is V-Goat. We have larger radius, refreeze, which means 'cause normally if you freeze a balloon, it can't be frozen twice. For some reason, this changes that, so you can just keep stun locking and basically freezing forever. In fact, let's take a look at that a little bit, what that might look like. We'll do something simple. We'll do like a 2-2. And see if we can stall a little bit with this. He's not put up fast enough. He can stall the reds a little bit. That's probably not the best example. But the next thing is Cryo Cannon. So instead of being this AoE clap guy, he's like, no, I got cannon now. You're not getting past this. Now he's stalling really well. Like, it's just stun lock. Nothing gets past this. At least at this early. Okay, now they're finally starting to slip through. But you can make it more powerful by making icicles. So now, they're just being deleted instantly. Now, one of the craziest types of balloons in the game is called the DDT. It's this metal-looking thing here. The reason why this is crazy is because it's super fast, despite being the blimp size. It's got lead and camo properties, so a lot of things can't hit this, and the ones that can may not be able to destroy it fast enough. But no problem for our champ, the Ice Monkey. Yeah, he's like, I don't care about that. What if I were to send several of them at him? How would he deal with that? Wait for it. They're coming. Oh, look at that! All that stun lock. Okay, he's actually getting through. This isn't the best map to showcase this. But, let me just hold on. Let me just do it by themselves. What's his limit? Okay, he can kind of hold, yeah, he can hold up that, like I just said, 10 at once. He's good for that. It was just the other balloons that were kind of changing his priority and making themselves slip by. But if it's just the DDTs, he can kind of delete them. And yes, he is cool. Very cool. This next one is kind of odd, because it's not really for attacking. This is the Glue Gunner. And his role is almost exclusively support. He can glue the balloons, but he can't actually damage them. But he'll slow them down for your other guys. That is unless we get certain upgrades. So let's look at this. We start with Glue Soak. This will make it so that all layers are slowed down even after the top one's popped. The only attacking is through this top path here. He's only slightly all offensive if you go this way. Corrosive glue will actually melt the balloons. And this just kind of upgrade the corrosiveness more and more. So if we were to go like this... Actually, let me do something else. Let's look at the top half too. The top half is just for making more get coated. So it kind of like goes from 2 to 6 to a whole bunch. To our proc ability, it will full screen, glue everything on screen, slow it down, and make it take more damage from all the rest of the towers. So very, very good. This new path has great support and will help your other towers. But we're just gonna do this. And we're gonna do one of the craziest rounds in the game, which is round 63. Which, not many towers can handle round 63. But, our champ, the Glue Gunner, is kind of fine. He's got this. That glue is very corrosive. The bottom path is more about gluing down blimps. So you got super glue, stronger glue, Moab glue, relentless glue, and super glue. This one actually does damage as well. It's the only way to do damage that other than corrosive is to be super glue, but it doesn't do very much damage. So your best bets at doing damage is like this path. Which another cool trick you can use is if you do the reverse of what I did. Instead of doing the 5-2-0, instead doing a 2-0-5. You can do something funny where the glue storm will actually do damage because it's corrosive now. Now I didn't get all of it, but it lasted quite a while and got like half of that wave down. He can't actually kill it by himself though, he's too weak on this version. I think. Oh, we can do it in the glue storm though. They might be, but... I did it too late though. Some of them did get through. But you get the idea, hopefully. So that's the last of the basic towers other than this new one that we have not unlocked yet. But that is going to be my goal, hopefully. Let's look at... I gotta speed this up because I'm going too slow. Let's look at the sniper. Sniper is kind of a cool tower. It's got global range. So, it doesn't matter where on the screen you are. He's gonna shoot you. As long as he has line of sight. That's the other thing that could potentially stop him. See, he's shooting all the way over there. And they go over there and up, he's still got his eyes on you no matter what. On the mid-range. You've got some interesting upgrades. This one will basically make his shots more powerful, so they can go through more. The first one allow him to pop a lead, and it kind of goes through there. Not your favorite tower? Okay. You don't like global range? But yeah, he gets just more layers, more powerful shots. And then he gets to just stun lock Moabs forever. Which will just send one at him. Oops, I didn't mean to do 10. I'm gonna have to do 1. I mean, he still kind of cleaned it up, though. That's 10 Moabs, and he just got it. Because the stun lock and cripple. Because close range ones are usually stronger. Well, he just deleted a round of 10 blimps by himself. So he's not weak. But yeah, you're right. The close range towers are usually stronger, but they also have limited range, so if whatever you're trying to defend against the spy, you're screwed. So snipers are really good for cleanup. Especially when we go to the bottom path, which I'll get to later. But first we had to do the middle path. Middle path gives him access to camo detection, which is important, as we said before. We get a shrapnel shot, bouncing bullet. Supply drop's really weird, it gives you money. Periodically when you use the power. It's not very good. Elite Sniper is just more money. But it barely gives you anything, so don't do this for money generation. It's one of the worst money generation things you can get. I usually avoid this tower unless I need camo detection, and then I just get this. But I don't go the full path, almost ever. But the bottom path. Oh my goodness, the bottom path. Let's talk about the bottom path here. Let me put you over in the corner here. Not corner, but on the side. This one attacks fast. But those enemy get a chance to get on the screen. That round's too easy for a man. He's not even struggling. Let's try a different round. Nope, that round's still too easy. Like, you can't even see them get on the screen. Okay, there we go. Now they're getting on the screen. Let's know those pops. Sussy sound. That's just the sound of balloons popping. Do you not like the sound of balloons popping? Best use case for sniper monkeys are shitty spots where not much enemies enter. Well, the thing about the sniper monkey in this game is that he can be placed anywhere on the map and still hit. So he doesn't have to be placed near a track. Like, everything else has to be near a track or you're never gonna hit anything. Like, he could be over in the middle of nowhere. Like, I can stick him. He's gonna have range. Yeah, I can stick him, like, off to the side here. And he can still attack. He doesn't need to be anywhere near where the balloons are. They don't come over here. Doesn't matter. He's got it. But also, like I say, he's good for cleanup because he can hit anywhere. So, yeah, that's important. Next we get our first water-based monkey, which is why I picked the map of the water. Submarine can only go in the water. Don't try him elsewhere because he will not be able to be placed. And I got a little rubber ducky for him. That doesn't come by default. I just got that from the rewards for playing. But yeah, we'll take a look at probably not that round. That round's gonna be too intense for him. Even this might be a little hard, but we'll try it. Yeah, he's just got little darts that come from his little submarine cannon. Pretty simple. But there's some cool things the sub can do. So we're gonna look at him a little more depth. First, we have longer range, which, is pretty straightforward. But advanced intel is maybe one of the most useful things you can do. Because it basically allows you to target any balloon that's in range of any of your other towers. So you can effectively give him global range. Like, I can do some, these blue gutters can't pop, right? We've established that without upgrades. So we're just gonna put them around the map. And actually, to make this a little easier, a little more obvious, we're gonna put you, over here. So not where we're entering. Now what happens? He still can hit them. Because advanced targeting allows him to hit wherever the other towers can see. If they can have sight on him or on the balloon, then he has sight on it. Which is really cool. Hey there, Meow Meow. How's it going? He'll eventually clean this up. The glue helps slow them down too. But he's also a support tower. If you do... As I see, so all the monkeys. Let's put him back over here. And we're gonna do this. And we're gonna, say... a monkey by default that can't attack camo balloons. Like the basic dirt monkey. He can decamo that, so now the dirt monkey can get it, no problem. That's really all it does, is just make it so that any camo balloon that passes by is no longer camo, it strips it. Doesn't really do much else. This one will kind of buff water monkeys, or at least reduce their cooldowns, as you say. And this one, kind of does more of the same. Not that useful, past the first three. But hey, it's something. Looking at his middle path, we go to heat tip dart so it can pop lead. This does extra damage to Moabs, but maybe the MVP of this tower is the first strike capability. I want to show you what first strike does. Get ready for this. And so we got a big bad blimp on the screen. You hit this button, it's gone. Goodbye. It just deletes it. Very useful if you don't have better Moab defense. It's expensive though. So, worth the price, I'd say. Bomb path is okay. It's more about speed, DPS kind of stuff. It can do more damage from the armor-piercing darts, just not as good as just deleting them. Sub Commander is really good if you have a lot of subs because it just buffs every other sub. But other than that, I would not really get that. I just kind of go for this one. Personally. Our next water tower is the Buccaneer. which can solo some paths if you handle it correctly. Buccaneer just, shoots from a cannon. Nothing special there. Darts out of a cannon. Good pierce, if you line them up right. Top path goes faster. This is a double shot. This goes really fast. I'm not in the best round for this demonstration. You get aircraft carrier, which will just have little mini planes that shoot darts constantly. This is basically global range now once you get the aircraft carrier. Look at this. Doesn't matter where you are, you're dead. What gets cooler is the carrier flagship. Cause now what can I do is place some friends on the ship. And we got extra spaces for monkeys to stand. How's that? It also buffs the actual monkey aces, which we'll look at next. But first we have to look at the Buccaneer stuff. Middle path gives you lead popping through hot shot. It gives you cannon ship. Let me delete all this and replace it. And monkey pirates, which is really interesting. It gives you a timed ability that can just also delete Moabs, much like the sub, but a different way. Because this one, actually, let me slow it down so you see it better. Except I have to wait because the timer. Ooh. I do that, will the timer go faster? I said I hurry up and finish this demonstration before the ad break hits. Okay. Slow balloon. He just pulls it in. Goodbye. And then if you get Pirate Lord, it's basically a super version of that where I can hook in multiple at once. So we'll do I don't know, 3 of these. Wait, hold on, let me do it. Let me space it better. How's that look? Oops, that was the wrong thing. I meant to do that. Can you see those multiple? Kind of? Yes, that's good enough. Now you just hold all 3 of them in at once. Our next tower is, global... Wait, oh, I didn't finish. That's right. Sorry. We're still in the Buccaneer. Bottom path, bottom path. Bottom path is one of the most useful, I think, boss events. Which is why I call this guy Captain Moneymaker. Starts with range. Then it gets the ability to see camo. Great, great. But then we have Merchantman. Automatically generates cash each round. And this can just be buffed even higher for more cash, more cash. You can have a fleet of these and they will make you extra money just for existing. So while it's not the best at attacking and defending, if you're trying to save up money to buy better and more expensive towers, this is really useful. So after the ad break, or can I fit this in before the ad break? I probably fit some of them before the ad break. So we've got the Monkey Ace. There's an airplane that flies around shooting randomly. It's not targeted to anything, so it's kind of RNG, and stuff can slip by. But the idea is hopefully the darts maybe chance hit if they're on screen long enough, but they can also just blow right by it. If you upgrade that, it can go a little better. Rapid fire gives you faster shots, more darts. Gives you better chances. You got 16 darts at once. I think this one has 32 darts at once. Hard for stuff to get past that. Even if we send our buddy the blimp. Yeah, they're just kind of obliterate. Okay, now we look at the middle path. This one I don't really ever use. Other than maybe, again, the first 2 upgrades because you can get camo from Spy Plane. The pineapple's kind of useless. It's just kind of random bombs. This is Bomber Ace, which will drop more bombs. This is a timed power event. Ground Zero / Zara Bomber, which basically you just drop a big bomb, it blows up. Explosion, boom. Supposed to be a screen clearer, though it doesn't like do that much damage, but it's something. You slow it down so you can see it better in slow motion. Kind of a nuke, I guess, in the center of the screen. It's okay. I don't use it personally. And not to add, we will just... Or, well, it hasn't started yet. Okay, quick run through the bomb path. Sharper darts. Centered path is interesting. It gives you a new target option that will force it to the center, which is really good because sometimes you can't put it in the center. Like this map, I can't put this in the center because there's water here. But if I get centered path, I can force the plane to fly in the middle and cover the screen better. Because now you can get the whole screen, not just kind of in the corner somewhere. What's even better than that? Never miss targeting. This basically gives you homing missiles. So, it doesn't matter where he's flying, it's going to connect. Kinda ironic it puts it on the path that gives you a better pathing, but whatever. And then you just get like really powerful versions of that. Yeah, just delete stuff. Flying Fortress is great. So now we're on ad break. I will discuss the next tower afterwards, which will be the helipilot. But we'll check that out in a few minutes. Well, now we're down. I'm not even halfway through the tower in this game. I need to talk faster. Or I might have any stream to try to earn Desperado. I placed this down here. It's still kind of like the or the Monkey East where you had to place a thing for the spawn from. But it functions differently. For those of you who are not seeing ads, I have nothing witty to say. No, I don't know. Head bopping. Head bopping beyond yon. How many streamers have struggled to pronounce your name? Laying Dolores on the side. Almost everyone. It's okay, we can stop calling you Beyond Yan. Even people in chat call him Beyond sometimes. I don't know if it's on purpose or what. Let's just call him Philip instead. That'll solve the problem. I'm just gonna say hi, Phil. Yes, Philip. That's his new name. Enough, Hook. Here you are now! Still is his shitty name. Too bad. I have decreed you are now Philip. Anyway, helipilot is interesting. It works on follow your mouse. So wherever my cursor goes, the plane follows. So you direct him toward the balloons. You're like, oh, I gotta get those guys? Okay, well, we gotta go over here. You know. After those balloons over there, you gotta move him over there and hope that he's fast enough. There's different targeting systems though. You can also lock him in place and just say, okay, I don't want to do this micromanaging stuff, so just sit there. And he'll just stay there. You can also do patrol points if you have like different spots that you need him to go. You can have him fly from point A to point B. You can adjust those points wherever you want and have him just try to patrol back and forth and shoot wherever comes through that patrol point. So depending on the need, you have different ways to use him. Maybe it should be Bernard. Who the fuck did Bernard come from? They came to you in a dream. See, when I hear Bernard, I just think of the dog, Saint Bernard. Also like the idea of having player agency and otherwise sit and let them do their thing kind of game, like tower defense. Oh yeah, there's lots of agency. I haven't shown this for any tower because it's the first one where it's important. But if we go back here, not following me for a second. If you go back to like this one, like right now it's flying around a circle. I did show that if you get the upgrade for center path, you can force that circle to be in a center. But you can do other stuff. You can do figure infinite. Just the infinity symbol. You can do a figure 8. So there's like different patterns you can do on that one. For non towers, you get more stuff like, do they just target the first balloon they see, the last balloon they see, the closest balloon to them, the strongest one, as in like the most HP. So like you've got those options for most towers. And sometimes like messing with the targeting is essential to squeaking by the round if you're trying to play minimalist. But anyway, let's talk about the upgrades for the helipilot. You've got a bunch of darts. My favorite upgrade is Pursuit. No longer do you have to worry about it following your mouse or being locked in place or patrol pointing or whatever the heck else you're doing. This has been a well for him. He'll just automatically follow them. Wherever they are on the screen, he's gonna go. He needs to be stronger to be able to keep it with that particular round. And these make him stronger planes. Like, Apache Dart Ship is really good. Like, let's have a run back with Apache Dart Ship. All of a sudden, they can't even touch him. Look at that. They're not getting by that. They're just getting wrecked. You can't see camos, so they'll run it by. But, that can be solved by IFR. And everything attack camo Bloons. Like those ones. Pretty simple. The rest of this, will blow Bloons back with down drop, so it's more of a support if you want to stall. The support Chinook is kind of weird. But it basically will be like a Sniper Monkey's middle path where it drops money crates, except this one also has lives. Still not the best if you were to like get money. It's not that efficient. Support or special operations deploys a monkey with a machine gun. I don't really use this, so I'm not too familiar with that tower. I don't think I've ever done that one. So let's see what it looks like. We'll go to around 78. I really didn't see the monkey with the machine gun. Have I been lied to? Oh, there he is. I see, it's just in the way. Okay, yeah, they got a monkey that just drops down there and starts shooting stuff. You really need this Bloon, the machine gun monkey's taking care of it himself. I don't know how long he lasts. It could be temporary, I assume. Yeah, now he's gone. But then, like, just in time for it to come back. But it's gonna be where it spawns wherever the plane is. So, that was not in a location. This is kind of cool. And then bottom path is just faster firing. This one will actually push back blimps, which is weird because this one's for regular ones. This is for stall for blimps. I don't know why they're in two separate paths. Comanche defense will crawl extra planes to help out. And then you've got the Comanche defender, which gives even more support. Oh, another thing with the Chinook, actually, is that you can pick up and redeploy towers. So I should probably have brought that back. I forgot to cover that part. Let's say... That's not good. Let's say I placed my ice monkey... Oops, I placed it in a bad location. Well... I can... now... It cools down. There's a cooldown. I can pick him up. And then just decide to put him wherever I want on the map. And we'll fly him over there and drop him down. So I can kind of move my towers around with that. So very good support tower. Oh. Yes, what I least use, probably, tower of the whole game. I do not like this. It's the mortar monkey. It's very micro heavy. Cause like, okay, I set my target there, but once they get by, it's like, oh, I need it over here now. Oh, I need it over here now. It's very annoying to keep setting it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to keep microing. I hate, like some people, like there's two different breeds of people in Bloons TD6. There's people who love micro and people who hate micro. So this is a tower for people who love it. They love the microing. They'll use a micro like the Monkey Ace's patterns, and like switch from figure eight to circle to figure eight again to figure infinite, just to like get the min-maxing the pops. People live for that. I can't stand it, so I will not use that. The anti-tower defense monkey. But as far as upgrades, Baker Blasts, I don't even have all of them unlocked. I just do not use this tower. Faster reload for heavy shells, artillery battery. This one increases the accuracy so the AoE's like more precise. Birdie stuff will give it lead popping because it's fire. This will decamo. Just more power shun shells. It's a tower. Sorry for people who want to know more about the mortar. I'm just not there for it. There's only like one time I use the mortar, and it's for like an Easter egg, which I'll show you later. Here's my mouse following one, the Dirtling Gunner. He fires darts wherever your mouse is aiming. Isn't that great? This is a very powerful tower though. But the first thing we get on the top path here is focus fire, which makes the spread less like chaotic and more laser focused, so that you're more likely to hit things. We got laser shock, laser cannon, plasma accelerator, which just plasma deletes balloons. I mean, like, that's just look at this. Plasma laser. And we can do Ray of Doom to make it even crazier. What's getting past that? Nothing. Nothing's getting past that. This is insane. Like one of the most powerful towers you can make. I am a death laser. Lasers are OP. Oh! Oh, he can't hit camouflage, though. So those got by because he can't see these. So that's a little, loophole there. We can work on that. Let's go to middle path. Advanced targeting the first thing here, which allows you to see camo. But it does more than just that. It enables this thing called lock position, so I don't have to micro if I don't want to move my mouse so long. I just want to set him in the position. But I would adjust it if they get by. But yeah, this will keep them firing wherever I put it. But yeah, this is great because it... But yeah, advanced target is really great because it hits camo now. So that camo prob wouldn't occur. But there's also abilities. And this is really good for your blimps. You get something like this. And I can just proc this ability. And start destroying them. Some stuff's gonna get by because he's not good at regular balloons, he's only good at blimps. So you need actual balloon defense too, which he sucks at. But he's really good if you just need to do this shit. Deal with the big bad blimps. And in bottom path, I don't use too much, but it's supposed to be like some kind of like, well, let's take a look at it actually. Like it starts with like a buckshot, which like just shoots, you know, a spray. And this guy gets more intense. I don't like it. It's as cool as a laser, and it doesn't like destroy the blimps. It's just, it's there. I never use that path. So now we're on to the magic monkeys. And we start with the literal mage, the wizard monkey. Let's take a look at how this guy, how it looks in action. He just like fires magic, right? Pretty straightforward. We can make his magic seek out Bloon under cover and kind of foam a little bit. Not that you can really see that. There it goes. Nice, kind of homing out. We can make it more powerful with the arcane blast. And, you know, just get stronger as we go up. And even Archmage that just shoots all kinds of magic. Yeah, he just kind of, he can destroy stuff. We have the fireball here, which will help you pop leads. What's even better than that? What if we had a wall of fire that just eats balloons? What if we had dragon breath? Just shoot out fire sprays. We can even summon a phoenix. Is the round getting too hectic for you? Not to worry. This'll take care of it. That was gonna be too easy of a round for the phoenix. I need a harder round. Wait, Lord Phoenix makes the Phoenix permanent? That's a hard round. Let's just throw a DDT at you. Can you handle those? Oh, right, because they're camo, you can't. Never mind. Let's do, like, 30 lead balloons. Even that's too easy. Round 63. Yeah, you're not making my point very well. Oops. Oh, I hit 63 as the number. I meant to hit round 63. That was my mistake. Okay, that's a little better. That's harder. And he himself can turn into a phoenix as well. For a limited time. Double phoenix action. Yes, this is the Cersei Tower. Monkey turns into a bird. Somehow. Cersei mimicry. Bottom path is actually one of the coolest towers in the game, though. You'll agree soon. So first, we get more powerful magic. Next, we get camo detection, sure. Always good to have that. This will decamo. But then we have an interesting tower, the Necromancer. Now, to show off what the Necromancer can do, I first need to pop some Bloons. So I need to do this too. And we're going to just throw like 10 pink Bloons, something simple. He revives them and uses them as weapons, essentially. That's kind of cool, right? Actually, that's probably the wrong one to use. Because purple have anti-magic fields, so he can't actually hurt purples. But once the revive blues come, they can hurt the purples. Because they're not magic. They're just they're undead balloons. It's weird. Just go with it. Prince of Darkness has more range and can reanimate even more intense balloons. Okay, I probably did that wrong. Let me place him in a better location so I can illustrate this better. And we'll do like round. If you would have sent like 20 green balloons first to build them up. Yeah, now you have like a giant blimp that he's reanimating. Linmancer. Yes, undead balloons. If you're wondering why mine are so much bigger, or his are so much bigger than the ones that are coming in, it's because I have a setting on that reduces the size of the balloons. That only work. It doesn't apply to the player characters, it only applies to the enemies. Just for visibility, because if they're too big, they sometimes obscure my vision. I can't see what's going on. So this isn't the actual size they're supposed to be. Anyway, the fabled super monkey. I'm having trouble finding a spot where he'll go. I guess we'll go here. Super monkey's pretty powerful. As the name would imply. And there's different types of superheroes. The basic super monkey just does darts really fast. And if you recall, the super monkey fan club will turn regular dart monkeys into this, essentially. Not bad. But what if he had laser eyes? Plasma blasts. This is what the Plasma Monkey fan club is all about. And if you take around like 30, where they actually have lead, he needs the plasma to pop lead. Lasers don't even pop lead for some reason, but the plasma vision does. So now he can just melt those. And it gets more ridiculous from here. I don't use the top path much because it's very expensive and it does weird stuff. Like the Sun Avatar, sure, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with Sun Avatar. It's very powerful. But the problem is what comes next. The Sun Temple is very gimmicky. You see, if you do Sun Temple, every other tower that's in his AoE, his attack range, gets sacrificed to him. That means you lose those towers. The trade-off is the more towers you sacrifice, the stronger he becomes. And if that wasn't enough, level tier 5 is the exact same thing all over again. You just sacrifice more towers. Now, if you do good sacrifices, it can be incredibly strong and just be absurd. But you do have to sacrifice a lot of stuff, so not only is it expensive to buy the tower, but it's expensive to buy all the monkeys that you're putting into the tower. So I usually stay away from that one. I don't make my Superman Prime or whatever Golden Superman's called. Oh hey, Lizard Guy! Thanks for the raid! The TD16 is followed by TD16. If you say so. Let me give you a shout out. Did I not? Oh wait, it's not. I don't know how to do my own commands. It's just SO. I'm a good streamer, everybody. There we go. You were playing Banjo-Kazooie. How was that? And welcome, Raiders. For those of you who don't know me, I am Shui Gurumaru, a silly slime VTuber, and 1/4 of the ZG system. 4 different streamers that take different turns on different days, streaming on this channel. Doing a Banjo-Kazooie ROM hack Nostalgia 64. What's the nostalgia? I admittedly don't know anything about Banjo-Kazooie in the first place, so if you tell me what's different, I probably won't understand it, but I'm sure there are people here who will understand and appreciate it, so if you want to share the details, that's fine. I know at least one person in chat is familiar with Banjo-Kazooie and might understand. But yeah, I'm just going over the specifics of Bloons Tower Defense 6, teaching people all the different towers, and hopefully getting to strategy at some point. It's basically Banjo-Kazooie, but they're going through a bunch of different N64 games. Interesting. Maybe it's something you should stream at some point, Kiyuki. Or one of you over there. Anyway, we were outlining the Super Monkey. Mill Path, he gets Super Range. And then Epic Range. Which, let's just show you how much Super and Epic Range is. This is Super Range. That's Epic Range. That's pretty far for a melee tower. Well, not melee, but like short range tower. Then he becomes a robot. He suddenly becomes the Terminator or something. So top half is Superman, middle path for some reason is Terminator. And he just kind of eradicates stuff. He's got like a interesting ability. Which deletes everything around him. Just AoE deletion. It's very powerful. Bottom path, however, is Batman. But we'll get into that. This is very good against Moabs because it has knockback. It also sees camo. But then it becomes the Dark Knight and throws batarangs. And his blimps don't have a chance. Just wait until he gets to them. Nigga die. If that's not enough, he becomes a Dark Champion. Dark Champion has the ability to Dark Shift. So if the Blues sneak by you and you need to go somewhere, you can move him to another position. Hey, thanks for the follow. The Trojan virus? Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy your stay. But yeah, the last upgrade is the Legend of the Night. Which Legend of the Night has a weird passive ability. If, hypothetically speaking, you had Bloons that slip by and cost you lives, he creates a black hole at the exit it's temporary, so it doesn't last forever, but for a limited amount of time, he creates a black hole and nothing will get by. It will just be deleted by that black hole so you stop bleeding lives. And it's like a cooldown between when it can activate. But it's a good emergency defense. If you just have something that like barely is about to overwhelm you and sneak by, you can kind of prevent it. Also streamer and nice. You can call me a virus or TCB for short. Well, I'm gonna call you followed if you were a streamer as well. And everyone else should also follow virus. Because if Lizard Guy says that he's nice, I'm gonna assume he's nice. Alright, so the next monkey is the ninja monkey, which a lot of people complain about being classified as magic, but I guess ninjutsu can be considered magic. He doesn't really use any ninjutsu, so I don't know. He's a magic monkey because they said so. His top grade paths are Ninja Discipline, Sharp Shuriken, Double Shot, Bloon Jutsu. Basically just does more and more shurikens. And to Grandmaster Ninja, so it's all about DPS for quantity. Middle path is kind of support. You have Distraction, which can make balloons fly backwards and kind of stall. You can strip camo. Oh, that's the thing about the ninja. He sees camo innately. You don't have to actually have an upgrade path. He'll always see these balloons with no upgrades at all. So we do around like 33. Yeah, see, no problem. You can see that. Anyway, he can strip the camo so other balloons can attack it. Shinobi attack is interesting. It will increase the attack speed and pierce of nearby ninjas. It stacks 20 times. So basically it's a pack tactics thing. But the reason to go middle path is if you want to like spam like 20 ninjas and then they give them all shinobi tactics, they'll all buff each other and be pretty formidable. Then you got Bloons Sabotage, which will, it's a cooldown power that you proc that will basically nerf the balloons coming in. Grand Saboteur works on blimps. Bomb Pad is what I most often use for ninja though. It starts with Seeking Shuriken, which will kind of home in on them. Caltrop just, drops these. Those spikes on the ground. I forget, there's a name for them. Like Caltrops, I guess, is like sort of the equivalent in English. But it's actually like a Japanese name for the exact ninja tool that this would be. It begins with an M, but I don't remember what it's called exactly. Then he's got Flash Bombs, which is the only way he can deal with lead is with this, because it's a bomb. It also stuns. Sticky Bomb attaches a bomb to the blimps and will, eat their health out faster. Master Bomber is a better version of that. So definitely a pretty good support monkey. Great option to see camo really early without any upgrades, so you could drop him for 340 just to do that. Lots of utility for the ninja. Not a bad tower at all. Alchemist is purely support. Well, I shouldn't say purely, but this is why people use Alchemist, and they use him for the top path specifically, because he's a buff tower. So it starts with larger potions, so better AoE, because by default, he kind of just does this. Those potions, it's acid, it'll dissolve them, but it's not great. If you have larger splash radius, then you might get more balloons in one, and be more likely to defeat them. That's kind of how that works. Acid is not for him. It's for your allies. This is another way to help towers pop lead if they can't pop lead already. If you place an alchemist with acid mixture or acidic mixture dip next to another tower, he will give them a potion that will make their darts or whatever they're throwing at the balloons dipped in acid and thus able to pop leads for a limited time. It does wear off though, so that's kind of the balance there, is if you have too many towers around him, he can't buff them all at once. He has to take his time to throw a potion, and then take his time to throw another potion. So there's a balance with the uptime there. He's not going to be able to keep 100% uptime of more than like 2 towers at best. So you have to be mindful of that. Then you have Berserker Brew, which just as an outright buff to attack speed, damage, and range. Stronger Stim is a better version of that. So this is why people use Alchemist. They get to Stronger Stimulant, and then they can buff like 1 or 2 towers and make those towers super powerful. Like they just take their best DPS attacker, give them a better buff, and that tower goes wild and will destroy anything in their path. Permit Brew is a solution for... It's quite an expensive solution, but it's a solution for if you're worried about uptime, like, oh, I can only buff 2 towers before it wears off. You do Permanent Brew, and everything that gets hit by his potion it stays forever. So perma buff. This might be a very good reason for that Chinook that we were talking about before from the the Helipilot. Remember when we said you can pick up a balloon? And, pick up a tower and move it somewhere else? This is a good reason to do that. You basically perma brew a bunch of towers, and then you pick him up and put them again next to other towers, so you can perma brew them and kind of go all around. Hate to raid and run? Hey, you do you. It's okay if you have to raid and run, I understand. A lot of people have things to do, and that's why they're ending the stream in the first place. I'm glad you stopped by, and I'm glad you chose my stream to raid. Also, yes, Makibishi was the term I was looking for. Thanks, Kiyuki. Alright, so... Middle path is weird. It starts with Stronger Acid and Perishing Potions. Perishing Potions is very good for the buffs because it makes them last longer if you're not doing permabrew anyway, which not many people are going to spend the money for that. The Perishing Potion will make it last longer before it wears off, so it kind of helps keep the uptime. Unstable Concoction is just weird, but it kind of makes blimps explode when they're popped and maybe do AoE damage. Then you've got Transforming Tonic, which is kind of like the Super Monkey Fan Club, in a sense, except it's on himself. He turns into a weird thing. Oops, I can't do that on this one because I already spent. Let's take a look at this mad scientist looking thing. So we're just gonna look at this round. You start at normal. Okay, whatever. But then we do this, and yeah, he turns into a monster with laser eyes for a limited amount of time, which can be pretty handy. But it wears off, and then he's kind of just useless again. Well, not useless, but he's not that good. Total Transformation Monkey is the one on top of that's like Super Monkey Fan Club. Except it doesn't work on just dart monkeys, it works on anything. I can put any monkey nearby. Even a glue monkey. And if we use a total transformation, they all become monsters. That can be pretty powerful when used correctly, but it is very limited. But it's kind of cool. I never use it, but it's cool in concept. Mad scientist, I guess. The bottom path is your money-making path. It starts with faster throwing, acid pool, but then lead to gold. Gotta love lead to gold. He just instantly pops leads and you get 50 bucks for each one. That's great. If that was enough, you get rubber to gold. Now this doesn't instant kill anything, but it does coat the balloons in a special formula that makes it so that when they do get popped, they'll give you more cash than normal, which is also useful for boosting your economy. The last path on this upgrade I never do though, because it can kind of screw you over sometimes. Unless you're desperate, because it does turn everything into a red balloon, which is very easy to pop as a result. So you got this, like, big bad thing here. Oh, I spawned too many of these. I did not need to do that. I think it's supposed to work on this. Hold on. Okay, maybe it doesn't work on that one. Oops, I accidentally sold him. I am not good at clicking the right button. Let me try it on maybe this guy. Does it work? Okay, it works on him. See, I just turned into red balloon, see, guys. But you don't get money for it. You don't get as much money for it because red balloons are less valuable financially. But if you really need to get rid of it and you're desperate, it is, I guess, something to try. Moving on, we saw the Cersei earlier. Now we get the Dedre. This is a druid monkey. Very nature themed. Top path, we've got Horrid Thorns, which allows it to pop leads. Heart of Thunder gets kind of like a chain lightning thing, I think. Yeah, chain lightning. Druid of Storm is kind of a stall, it blows them back. Ball of Lightning is just enhanced lightning stuff. And Superstorm is kind of, you know, all of the above. I don't usually use this path. Middle path is your money-making path. It starts with a Thorn Swarm, which is more thorns than normal. Heart of Oak stops regrow. That's not even important at all. But once you get through the jungle, this is an interesting one. Actually, let's do it down through the jungle first. So he's just throwing darts here. That's cool. This does that. It creates thorny vines that just strangle everything. Really good defense. This is just such a good tower. Like, you really have to try. Now, if you get Jungle's Bounty, he gets the ability to do a cash drop every once in a while. Which, if you have farms in this AoE, every farm in there boosts the amount of money you get from the banana drop. Spear of the Forest gives you more money for that power, but more importantly, it covers the whole track. Look at this. Vines everywhere. How are you gonna get through that? You don't. You don't think you're getting by that. I mean, things can, but no regular balloons. Like the blimps, it doesn't hurt the blimps, so unless he pops him, I mean, I guess he can still pop him, so that kind of works. But you're not gonna have, like, a good time with blimps and moss. But like the regular balloons, they can't do anything. They're just gonna get popped immediately. The whole track is covered in spikes. Balloons can't. You would think so. The blimps are floating, but they still get. Well, maybe that's why the balloons probably. Well, no, because spikes can damage them. I think. I don't know. Like regular ground spikes can damage the blimps, so I don't know if it's like a they fly over them thing. And yeah, he just gets like money for that. Here's another my favorite one coming up. The Mer Monkey. And not just because it's blue. Mer Monkey are flexible. They can be placed on land, they can be placed on water. They have more range if they're placed on water. They throw like tridents or something. You can make them better. You can grow tentacles. You can become whatever the heck this is. And the tentacle paths are kind of interesting because they are actually support. If you have any other tower within the range of these tentacles, they get an attack speed buff. So he can be a pretty good support monkey. Let's talk middle path. Middle path is introduces titled Chill, and eventually a cooldown power. We love cooldown powers. Let's do round 39 maybe. Yeah, it's actually too easy, probably. Some of these balloon cups you can't pop, I guess. Let's do it against that. Too easy. Drop this. Just this stream of water. And that helps him clean. He's bounced around the screen forever, too. Pretty cool tower. He can't pop the zebras, though. Not on that path, anyway. Bottom path gives you the camo detection through the echo sense. Alluring Melody's more like a stall because you just make them spin in circles. And basically all these ones do that, where like balloons just kind of get caught and spin around for a bit and stall. Nothing too special, but he's mostly a support. Now we go to the Afro support monkeys, though. The first one's the banana farm. This is not an attack tower. This is a money-making tower. So if you are to play this, he just gets bananas that get you more money, so you can increase your income. And you can upgrade this in many ways. The most straightforward way is the top path, which is increasing the amount of bananas you get per bunch, which gives you more money. Up to the Banana Central, which, if you have a Banana Central, it buffs the income of all banana research factories. The middle path I stay away from because I don't understand it, but it's a banking path. The Monkey Bank lets you... We'll take a look at this a little bit. It's weird. You go into the bank. Bank? I guess it stores any money generated to the bank, and then you get interest with it. But then you get the IMF loan, where we can't do this now. To wait for it to cool down a little bit. But eventually you get to take out a loan. And then you can like basically go into debt and then repay it back. It's really bonky with the interest and stuff. A lot of advanced players will use this for aggressive farming on boss events to get money ridiculously fast. I don't understand it though. It's like a $9,000 debt. And then you can basically pay it back later. I don't know. It's confusing. I still don't understand the mechanics of that one. I'm just dumb slime. Bottom path is really cool though, because like with the regular banana farm, if we see it again, if I don't touch that, it doesn't get collected and they start rotting. You see they're turning brown and then they disappear because they're no good anymore. You have to actually touch them. If you go to Marketplace, you no longer have to collect. With Marketplace, it automatically collects itself. No touch. So that's kind of cool. Another cool thing is once you get to the central marketplace, it makes your merchantmen, if you had them, collect more money per round. So it's very good to spam if... So one good... I like the best, I guess, easy money-making strategy if you don't want to play advanced banking stuff and micromanage is just to spam merchantmen and spam central marketplaces. And then they'll feed into each other and give you lots of money. That's like the baby's money-making strat. Here we have the Spike Factory, which, as the name suggests, is a factory that produces spikes. So the balloons just kind of walk into them, run into them, whatever, and die. You can make the stats bigger, you can make them fire, so you can pop lead. You can make them spike balls instead of spikes. You can make them mines. You can make super mines of explosive deadliness. Yeah, see? Kinda cool. But they're still there. It's okay. Middle path just makes it faster. You can do Spike Storm, which is a powered ability. Which covers new Carbide Spike, which is the Spike Storm, but it's automatic. Every once in a while, it just does it on its own. We also have Bottom Path, which, first of all, increases the reach, then does something called Smart Spikes. This gives you a new targeting option. Wait, what? I guess they changed how it was. Oh, that's new. I've never seen this before. Automatic, but it's typically automatic and smart. That's strange. Well, traditionally smart would put everything close to the entrance as possible, so that's the last ditch resort. I guess now they have an automatic targeting where you can pick the exact spot you want it to be if they even like the spot that it chooses. And I don't know what automatic does differently, because this is new to this version. And it doesn't tell me. So that's interesting. I'll have to learn about that. Longer life makes them last more rounds. Deadly spikes even more. Perma-spike is what you want as your last-ditch resort. It's good for defending against hard game modes as a last-line defense because once these spikes build up, they never go away unless a balloon touches them. Because the other ones will disappear over time. These will never disappear unless they're used. So you can like spend 20 rounds stalling and building up a big perma-spike, and then it could tank so much. You probably can't tank this yet, but that's the general idea behind it. It's just to build up something that can tank, your biggest, most destructive stuff. And if I had this going for long enough time, it would definitely do the trick. Didn't really do that much damage, as you can see, because I didn't build up for long enough. But that's not the point. The monkey village is a support tower. Top path increases its range and influence. Juggled drums will make everything in its radius have increased attack speeds, like the alchemist's berserker breeze / stronger stimulant. So, except it's just attack speed, not the range and everything else. Though the village does a range buff just by existing. So this is a good thing to buff your monkeys. If you want to use primary, you can go further with primary training, primary mentoring, and then the only way this can attack is through primary expertise. Now it actually shoots stuff off. So there's like monkey in the village shooting at stuff. Middle path is also very good for support. So sometimes you do jungle drums, and then you go little path on top of that for the camo detection for anything that's in range. This will let pop everything, so if you don't pop leads, blacks, whites, purples, whatever it is that you have trouble with as your tower, you can pop everything now. Call to Arms is a power buff that gives a temporary plus 50 attack speed. And then you have a Homeland Defense, which is a plus 100 attack speed for 20 seconds to all monkeys. These two buffs, two stacks. You can have two villages, one that's Call to Arms and one's Homeland Defense, and pop them both, and you get a 150% faster attack speed for all monkeys. So, very nice buff. The bottom is more about money making. The first two paths discount the amount of money spent on purchasing the first 3 tiers of the monkeys. Any monkey in its range will make more money from Monkey Town. Yeah, that's true. The Monkey City just gives it, I guess, a better radius, but also gives you free dart monkeys just because. And then if you have banana farms around it, it will absorb all of your banana farms that are in range and basically generate the income of them combined into one. And you might be wondering, well, why do you want to do that? Well, you can see on a map like this, there's limited spaces to place stuff. There's not a lot of open area. So if you want more farming, you might place a village, not where I have it, but like a village here, and then surround it with banana farms. As much as you can. I didn't do a good job of that. But let's say if you have a third one here too, absorb all 3 into one village, and then you have 3 more spots that you freed up that you can place more banana farms. So that's why you would do that. Then we have the Engineer Monkey. Another really good support tower. Top path is more about attacking. It creates sentries that can attack Bloons for it, in addition to its default nail gun that it has. Which I didn't really show off too well, but it just shoots a nail gun normally. You can make it to have more area. You can do Cleansing Foam. This is actually a pretty cool ability. Let's say we are doing like round 33 with the camo balloons. We can't hit camo, but we can strip the camo property. That soap will make it so that I can now pop those. Then we have Overclock, which basically is a temporary buff to any... Well, we don't have anything on the screen. But say we had another monkey here, like this ninja. We get Overclocking and buff his attack speed for them at time. Ultra Boost will make those permanent up to 10 stacks. Very important for maximizing the attack output of your towers. Alright. So now we look at bottom path. I'm gonna try to get the last tower in before this is over with. Oversized nails. Pin. It's kind of cool. That's not the right round for that. It just pins them down to kind of stall better. Double gun, obviously, you know, will do a faster attack. Then it's a balloon trap. Balloon trap's interesting. It's a good last-ditch defense, which this round's too good, so it's getting by him. It's not getting by him. I need something stronger. That's not strong enough. Let's do 78. Oh, never mind. It's going. See, it goes in the box. And every balloon that gets trapped in the box, once the box gets filled, you get double the amount of money you would get from popping them normally. So it's actually a good money-making tower from that capacity. And this will just trap more stuff, including Moabs. So we could do something like round 78. Okay? Actually, place this up front. So you can do something like round 78. We can shit into Moabs on here. This hold a lot. We're gonna have to time this right. There it is. Yeah, it just deleted that BFB blimp, the red blimp. So yeah, there's that. And finally we have the Beastmaster, which does not really, I don't think it attacks stuff on its own. I could be mistaken. Oh, I guess he has a stick. He does attack. But this isn't what you want to use him for. You want to use him for his animals. I'm gonna stick the top path. Is water dependent. But on land, you get the Microraptor. He's a little dinosaur buddy, and he'll just chew up the Bloons for you. And he can become a bigger dinosaur. And an even bigger dinosaur. An even bigger dinosaur, T-Rex, oh my. That T-Rex even has a stomp attack that stuns everything in an AoE around it. Now, the unique work of the Beastmaster is that you cannot get the tier 5 without having around 4 tier 4s. So basically, they have this weird mechanic where you can link power. So let's create another one. We'll make him a tier 4. And you have 2 independent ones right here now. Which is fine, you could do that. But you could also give his power to this one and make that one stronger, merging them into one tier 4. And if we merge again, and then Leo, merge again, we now can do this big boy, which is a full screen stomp. But my favorite Beastmaster one is the top path here. It starts with a Piranha, Barracuda, Great White, Orca. Orca's cool. Look what he can do. He can just drag it to the sea. Blimp, no problem. I'm just gonna drag it to the watery depths and kill it. And then there's a... Quickly show you the super version of this. Sure. Yes. Well, this is a whale actually now. It was a shork at one point, but orc is a whale. They do need to be next to water. You can't do this tower. If I had this too far from the water, I would not be able to do that path. Like I'm going to show you right now. Can I get a spot this next thing? I don't know if I can get a spot. Like that? Yeah, see? Can't do it. Anyway. We now have this bad boy. This specimen that can drag the biggest of balloons down. Look up path. But he also has birds. Real can actually see camo. It's the only tower that can see camo. It doesn't grant camo to other. Like if you do this, it's weird because other towers have cross pathing. This isn't really. Like if I cross path with this, the dinosaur doesn't see camo now. He's just a separate dinosaur. They don't really merge at all. But you got the giant condor. And then there's a bigger one, but I don't know if we have time for that because ads are about to hit. Yeah. Well, I'll work on upgrading him. And then we'll show what he does after the ad break. But in general, the bird is more of a stall balloon. Or a balloon staller, I mean. It kind of pushes stuff back. Not that great of an attacker. It's mostly just for, you know, preventing stuff and helping other towers. But we'll show you the final version of the bird after the ads. And let's just look at heroes. I've been taking notes, class. Obviously, anybody can watch this back on the VOD if they forgot something or missed something. Is that your ad dance? Until this gift sub wears off, I guess. What channel is that from? Mew? Never heard of them. Anyway, let's just see. Slow it down a little bit. Yeah, she kind of does a gust of wind his wings to blow things back. It is also a global tower, unlike the other ones. They're like locational. I'm pretty sure it's... Well, is it global actually? I might be wrong in that. It may have a range. I don't know if it follows the balloons the whole screen. I could be mistaken about that. I think it's still limited range, even though it's a bird. It should be global because it can fly, right? You think. I will have to test that. clearly I don't use the bird. We can put in like round 95, because that will surely overwhelm this bird. I'm gonna see if he chases. D keys, come on. Or? Kind of? I don't know, that's full screen. But he is going... Alright, yeah, I think he's full screen. It looks like he's going all over the place. So it is a global tower. So I guess that's the one benefit of that. But there is one more thing to discuss about the regular towers. And that is what we call paragons. Certain towers have alternate forms. If you get all 3 tier 5 paths, you can combine them into one mega tower. So we can make this the Apex Plasma Master, which is basically just a super version of the Juggernaut, to be honest. But yeah, like it's got balls for days to shoot all over the place. Innate camo, innate lead popping, all the good stuff. But it is essentially just a souped up version of the Juggernaut. Pretty good tower. It is the cheapest Paragon. And it's really powerful if there's a lot of walls and stuff to bounce off of. Because obviously the more bounces you get, the more attacks you get. So in some maps it's better than others. Like a wide open field would be very terrible for this. But again, it is the least expensive, so it's kind of your baby's first Paragon. And it can be pretty effective for an early Paragon. Next we'll look at the Boomerang. Which likewise I think is just like a souped up version of its top path, the Glaive Lord. It does need to knock that property of the Moab Domination. But yeah, here's the Glaive Dominus. He just looks like the top half. I was kind of disappointed. I expected the towers to become... If you're combining all 3 tier 5s, I want it to be more obvious. So it feels like it is all 3 paths combined. Like, he has some stuff, I guess. Like, he has a knockback, and he looks like he has an arm cannon. So it's sort of like that, but the most prominent feature is the, Dominus. But it's more than the Dart Monkey gets, I guess. Like, a Dart Monkey should get crits, I think. Something. But yeah, he just has the, Brent Aura, Supercharge. Pretty cool. I like the design, too. We have the Tack Shooter. Tack Paragon is a pretty good representation of the 3 paths, I think. It pretty little steel and flame. So it's constantly shooting like these fiery spark blades. I might have to slow this one down. Oh, wait, he can't see camo. Well, that's not gonna work. Bad round. Let's do a different round. That's the only thing, it's like one of the only Paragons that can't see camo, which is like maybe its biggest weakness. His round's too weak though, it's not gonna get anything past. Well, it has this, too. Little sparklers that go all screen. And it has a nuke, too, for some reason. Which is not part of the tower at all, but it just does it because reasons. It's okay. Not my favorite. Let's see, we have a really good Paragon in the Buccaneer. This definitely combines everything. Because you've got the carrier flagship upgraded. You get the hooks from the pirate, except they're automatic now. You get the camo detection for the bottom path and the money making. We can safely put you to 95, I think. I'm gonna slow this down so you can see what's happening. Once the DTs come into play, it should hook them automatically. Or at least the first few of them. I can manually proc the power. Look, see, I'm not even pressing a button, it just did it on its own. Like, that's crazy. It just deletes them by itself without even proccing anything. Just automatic. To an extent, there's a limit, and then I can do manual one too, the cooldown. Very good tower. Then we have the Ace Power Gun, which is one of the more expensive ones, but also one of the most powerful ones because it is a global range tower as well. The boat was too, but the Monkey Ace has probably a higher DPS with the Goliath Doom ship. You can center path automatically. It just combines everything in this just frenzy of death and deletion. I think they're homing too, potentially. Like, this is just an absurd tower. But very, very expensive. But probably worth the price because it is probably the most powerful power gun in the game. It hits everything. It deals with everything. It's just good. Next we have the Wizard, which I think is the most expensive in the game for some reason. It's strong, but maybe overrated. Because I don't know if it's strong enough to warrant the... I guess it's not the most powerful. I think the Goliath Doom ship is actually more powerful. Or more expensive. Hold on. Yeah, this is more... So I think this is the most expensive one, was the Helipod, or the Monkey Ace Paragon. Which rightfully so. But this is probably the second most expensive one. And I don't know if it's worth the price tag. Like, it's got the undead version, essentially, of the Phoenix active. He can necromancer balloons if you hit the graveyard and spend his mana. It dispels the Phoenix slightly for a bit, I think. I think he also can turn into a second Phoenix, maybe? I have to wait for the cooldown to go by, though, to test that. So I should do another round. What's this do? Oh no, it just makes him super powerful. It dispels the Phoenix and makes him just shoot like crazy. And the Phoenix goes back once that's done. It's powerful, but I think the Goliath Doom ship is more powerful and cheaper. So take that for what you will. Ninja Paragon's not bad. It's a little limited on range, but then so is the boomerang. But it's effective. One cool thing about this is it will give global camo. So if you have this Paragon, any other tower will have camo detection, including that attack shooter one, which normally doesn't. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, he just rapidly fires stuff all over the place. So, nice tower. You can't go wrong with a ninja. What else we have? Maybe my least favorite is the... I skipped one, but... Actually, let me do this one first. This is better. The Spike Factory, which is weird to have a Paragon, but it does. This one might be a little broken. It just like covers the screen and just whatever. Spikes, mines, whatever, like it's just... We have to make these special mines come out. We can just shoot the screen with missiles. And there's just so much like... That's so crazy defense. That's just too good. And then at least here one's the engineer. Because it's very expensive again. And not that good. And it's just like a better version of the Sentry. Without any of the benefits of any other of the paths, really. So Master Builder is not my friend. It's kind of lame. And actually, this leftover spikes for the spike factor are what's killing the Bloons right now. The engineer can't even do it as a Paragon. Like, he's not hitting anything. It's all the spikes. They're just laying there. He's not doing a very good job at all. Now, technically, you're supposed to place sentries down. Is the problem. But they follow your hand. Your cursor, I mean. So... it's a little annoying for that. I could place another one here. That one's automatic. This is the one that follows a laser. The other ones I think are just, if they're in range, they'll go. The third one we can place. There are 3 different types. So yeah, that's that tower. And those are your Paragons. Let's talk about heroes. You thought we were done? We have heroes. These are special. I need to still do that. So I need to still talk about the Desperado, but I haven't launched it yet, so maybe a revisit. But yeah, there's different heroes. So with every map, you pick one hero, and then the rest of the towers are the same towers you can do the whole time. But you get one special unit that's like more powerful than a generic tower, typically, at least to start with. And they level up as the map goes on, unlocking new abilities. And all are different. So first we have Quincy, son of Quincy. Let me see his stuff here. Quincy just is an archer. His catchphrase is that nothing gets past his bow. His level 3 is a rapid shot where he just like starts shooting faster. So it's pretty good for if you start getting overwhelmed to proc that. At level 10, he gets an Arrow Storm ability, which just rains arrows over the screen. He's a decent early game unit, but he is like the one to give you for free to start the game. Well, free. It's not, you don't pay to unlock stuff. I mean, you can pay to unlock if you're dumb, but everything's earned by in-game, like just playing the game and like experiencing in-game currency. It's not like you like have to gotcha or anything. Despite this being on mobile phones, this is not a gotcha game. This is a game you pay for and unlock by playing the game. But yeah, he is kind of the default one that you start the game with unlocked already. He's okay. He's sort of a meme, but not really that great, in my opinion. Next we have Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn is a pyromaniac. So she shoots like explosive, like fire shots. It's a pyro gun, basically. She gets a Molotov cocktail at level 3. So that throws on the ground and creates a little wall of fire for a temporary period of time, which may help pop some balloons. She can also buff nearby towers with her heated up ability. So that's always cool. She gets Firestorm, which is a full screen attack and temporary buff to all monkeys. So, pretty good. She also has a very interesting skin that a certain future debuting VTuber might appreciate. It's Harlequin. She is clown.
Let the madness begin!
Next we have... Yeah, I do, she would love that. Pyromaniac Clown. Next we have Striker Jones.
Prepare for liberation.
kind of boring in my opinion. But he's a commander dude. He has like a big, looks like a, this is kind of a bazooka, I guess. Yeah, it's a bazooka that he shoots with. He's very slow. His big thing is he buffs a lot of the military monkeys. So if you use military, he'll make them stronger, especially the explosive ones like the mortar monkey, the cannon shooters. I don't think his, well, it's not military, but I think the cannon shooter applies too. Yeah, bomb shooter and the mortar, he buffs. So explosive stuff. Specifically. I don't really use him. I don't think he's that great. But if you love using bomb shooters and mortars, I guess that's something. Oh, I called him the wrong name. He's Striker Jones. I misspoke. Here's Oben Greenfoot. He synergizes very well with the druid monkeys. His whole thing is mostly buffing them. At level 2, all druids in range get +1 pierce, and that gets even better over time. He has a proc that lays down some like spike vines, similar to that one druid cross our middle path ability, but not as good. But I can, pop some stuff. Including camo. He can't see camo, but if you put that down and camo runs into it, it still will pop. So that's kind of a nice ability. Increases attack speed. Helps the druid jungle path out. He also gets a wall of trees, which creates a giant thing of trees that will suck up anything, balloons, blimps, whatever. It might kind of eats up a lot of stuff. And then if it gets filled up, it turns into money. That's always cool. At level 11, he starts boosting other magic monkeys, not just the druids. But druids get more buffed. So very good synergy with magic monkeys. Pretty solid unit. Next we have Rosalia. She loves oranges, I think. Or at least she keeps saying orange when you click on her, so I assume she likes oranges. She is a tinkerer. She has a laser gun and a grenade launcher type gun, and a jetpack that she can float around on. She's very weird. I have to show you her actually, in the sandbox. Because she is not like anything else. Most heroes are like regular Bloons, where you just place them down, and that's where they are. She works like almost like a helipilot, where you place her base down, and then you can just move her anywhere within the range of that base, as you see fit. So that's kind of cool. She also, at higher levels, level 10, gets this Pursuit Jetpack ability. Where she will just fly anywhere on the screen and just get everything. Which is kind of nice. She also has this missile rain down. And later on, she even gets the ability to set detonated charges at stuff with this power here. So definitely a fun unit. Another little advantage she has is she synergizes well with helipilots and monkey aces. I did that backwards. They get a discount if they're placed near her base. So it's kind of cool. She also apparently has a... I don't know if it's skin that makes her a fairy for some reason. I have not picked that one, but yeah, you can be a Tinker Fairy. Oh, hey, Shuggy. You're lucky I'm still streaming this late. I usually am not. The next hero is Captain Churchill.
The Sun God fights on the side with the best artillery.
Sure, whatever you say, buddy. He's in a tank. So a pretty good unit for just blasting through stuff. He's got armor piercing shells at level 3. Eventually, he'll be able to pop pet camo at level 6. That's kind of nice. He can barrage on Moabs with the ability at level 10. He's just about artillery. Kind of boring to me, but if you just want a lot of firepower, this is your tank. Next is the most unusual of the heroes, Benjamin. He cannot attack. He is basically just Mr. Wall Street. All he does is get you money. At level 1, he hacks $90 every round, and it goes up as the rounds get higher. But he can't do any damage. So if you place him by yourself, you're gonna lose because you can't pop any balloons. So for Benjamin, you have to basically place other towers, and then you place him to make more money, so you can place more expensive towers. That's basically all over is to Benjamin. He's favored for bosses and not really useful for much else. Then we got Pat Fusty, who is essentially Donkey Kong. He's a big, hulking beast that slams his fist in the ground and pops balloons like that. He can do a roar that will buff monkeys around him. He can grab blimp type stuff and squeeze life out of them. Just big, strong monkey. This next one's pretty interesting, is Ely. She's kind of like this dark mage sort of character. I've had to get Fussy's voice.
It's washing time.
He sounds like a moron. Alright, let's pick his Ely.
What is your will?
She's got like a voodoo type theme where she curses balloons and has them pop with damage over time rather than directly popping them. She can do a heart stopper ability, which will allow or will prevent regrowing and allow her to pop purples since she's magic. Most magic monkeys cannot touch purple. So if you see a bunch of purple, you have nothing else but magic monkeys, you better pop that really quickly or you're gonna lose. She can also, her big thing is her doing extra damage to Moab class balloons, the blimps. That's really what you want to use her for if you're anticipating having trouble dealing with them. Like there's a game mode, it's called Double HP Moabs. I always use her for that because she makes quick work of them. She can just destroy. Especially when she hits level 10 and can place hexes on them. Yeah, good stuff. She also has a sacrificial totem, which will, for a limited time, buff all your stuff in the radius, but it costs 10 lives to do it, so you have to sacrifice your lives to get a temporary buff that will hopefully stop you from losing more lives. So there's that. He's cool. We have Adora.
Embrace the sun.
Adora, but that quote kind of sounds like she's Solaire, but female. But she's a fan favorite. A lot of people like Adora because she's pretty powerful. They like to pair her with a ninja monkey for camo detection. And forget what the strategy is. I know it's like Adora, ninja, and something else. And just have her go to work. She can sacrifice other towers to make herself stronger. Which is interesting, called blood sacrifice. So she basically siphons HP off of them and levels up faster. Which is, usually, she levels slow. So if you want to get to like level 20 by around 100, you kind of have to sacrifice a few towers to get there. We had Etienne. People don't like him because he's French.
Ready to fly.
I don't think that's enough of a reason to dislike a hero, but that's the community for you. But no, he's actually a pretty decent tower. He's got drones that fight for him. At first, it's only like 1, but he gets more eventually. He's got like a ability proc to summon more quickly if you need help in a pinch. But the best thing that happens is... Well, first of all, he can detect camo at 5 with his drones. But at level 8, he gets UAV, which is full screen camo detection. That means any monkey anywhere, no matter what they are, can pop camo balloons if you have Etienne. So that is probably a good reason to have him if you are concerned about camo detection and don't have other plans for it. He's not that strong himself, but that's pretty good. And the UCAV's a decent power as well for extra support, so he's not bad. Everyone hates the French at Thieves. I don't know why. I think it's a Britain thing. I know the Britain hates France a lot. Like, they're just eternal rivals. So a lot of anti-French jokes come from the British. Anyway, next is my favorite. Soda.
My blade's legendary.
Soda is a very strange, not as strange as some other ones, tower, but like, she doesn't shoot things. She just has swords. So she's super short range. So it can make her very difficult to use because, yeah, she is cool. But the problem is she has no range. She can't shoot stuff at people. She has that very limited AoE around her. And I'm gonna show you how small that range is. We're sure what you're dealing. I want you to see what you're dealing with Sada. Like, she can't even hit the track in his loop. She can kind of hit this one. It's like she's very limited range on how she can hit.
Pop star. Hero time.
But the great thing about Sada is that she kind of pops everything.
Even better.
This is booster tag level 10.
Now we're talking.
So if you're like up to like round, like let's say a difficult round is like maybe 33 because it's a bunch of camo, she has innate camo detection. She doesn't even need to level up for it. Just by level 1, she already has camo. And she just slices and dices. So even though she has no range, she's very powerful. Things don't really get, well, more of a DPS, she's fast. So things don't really get by her. Like we can go all the way up to round 39 and not get anything past her. Her only problem is she can't pop leads. Except for when she can. Look at that efficiency. So what about around like round 28? It's like, oh no. She can't pop lead. This is a problem. Her one weakness. Except she has a leaping sword. Leaping sword for some reason can pop lead now. So, problem solved. As long as your leads group together anyway. At later levels, she gets sword charge ability. Which we'll take a look at that in a second. Let's do a later wave that's probably harder to deal with. I'm gonna just guess 62 maybe?
Get ready. Moab. Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato.
Okay, she's doing too well in this. That round was too easy for her. I underestimated how good she is. You've got to be okay. I need more balloons. Let's try 78. She can't do 78 still, alright? Okay, it's getting by. No, it's not getting by. Never mind. Sada, stop being so good. I can't demonstrate your skill very well if you don't let anything get by you.
It's spicy. Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato.
We're just gonna do it anyway. It goes through the whole track like that. She's kind of like... In fact, that was probably not the best example because I had it in super speed. I just slowed it down so you can see better what she does. But it's basically she dashes with her sword and cuts everything in her path. She also speaks Korean sometimes for some reason. But yeah, that's her ability. Zada's cool. I like Zada. My most used, hero. I've used her 264 times. No one else is close to that. Oop, apparently somebody tried to do something. My bot's faster than me. She also has an alternate skin where she's a Jiangshi, which makes her even better. Like, how could I not use this character? Next up is Admiral Brickle. Brickle is a water-only hero. She's the only hero that is exclusively used for water, so if there's no water on the map, you can't even deploy her. But she is pretty good in water maps, that said. That's her thing. She starts with just like a pistol she shoots, nothing too special. Eventually, she has the ability to buff other naval units in her area of influence. So yes, obviously good synergy with a bunch of sea... Like, basically, if you have a mostly water map and have a bunch of sea towers anyway, use Brickle. She also has mines that she can place down passively, and they'll go big boom blow up. We have Blast Chain, which will make her summon the mines even faster. Mega Mine is the giant mine that will destroy Moabs. So if a Moab comes near it, it just blows up and has a big AoE. So it's cool to just drop those down wherever. You can drop them down anywhere, does it? It doesn't even have to be in her attack range. You can place it anywhere in the water on the map. We have Sai. Sai is... Actually, I forgot to click her to hear a quote.
Admiral on deck.
There. Brick is also very popular, not to use, but just as a character. And then we have Sai.
I am both here and everywhere.
Sai is a kid, currently, and non-binary, as far as I can tell, because everyone refers to Sai as a they. But, very weird playstyle. Kind of pops Bloons in reverse from the inside out, using psionics. And also stun. Just weird, like, psionic power stuff, essentially. I don't really use Sai very much, so I don't know too much about them, but, they're there. She should speak Chinese instead of Korean in that skin. I don't think she speaks Korean. She doesn't speak Korean in that skin, but she doesn't speak Chinese either. I think she just speaks exclusively English at the Jiangshi. It's a clue from her.
You cannot run from death.
She just sounds morbid. Geraldo is an interesting character. So Geraldo's deal is that he has a shot built into him. So I'm gonna have to actually place him to... Let me take my saying flip, but I feel like maybe... I want the hero voices louder than the music. Okay, so let's place Geraldo.
Geraldo, at your service. I've been waiting for you. Welcome back.
You just buy stuff, so I can buy these, like, dart shooting thingies. And they can shoot the balloons for me. He can shoot too as well, but they can help out. So he can buy help, essentially. Rather than placing towers, you can just his own self-sufficient help. He also has, like, a stack of nails. This slows things down. Jar pickles increases your pierce. Make you hit harder, but it flows. It's an interesting thing. And as he gains levels, his shop has more stuff. Let's look at some of the stuff at level 20 you can do.
Welcome back.
So now we have a Quincy action figure. This is a funny item. Only really useful if you're farming. The Quincy action figure increases in value every round. So if you could hypothetically buy it on round 1, it's only like $550 now. But if you were to wait, let's say you can't afford it because you placed him down, you have no more money. Well, next round's gonna get more expensive. And next round's getting more expensive. So they catch up to the value of it to buy it. So it's a very hard purchase to make. But its value increases whether it's in the shop or not. So what you do with this thing is you place it down the map, and then eventually his value will increase, and then you sell it later for a higher price. So you're playing kind of like a stock market game with this. It's very weird. We've got See Invisibility Potion, which will make any tower able to hit camo. You have glue, it'll just place glue in the track to slow Bloons down. Sharpening Stone. Makes the dart sharper and able to do stuff, hit best stuff better, yes. This is kind of a a poor man's version of the Super Monkey Fan Club. You put a cape onto a dart monkey,
Yes, my friend.
and it temporarily transforms him into a super monkey. Kinda cool. You can do like a little mini blade maelstrom to shoot up blades. You've got pepper. These hot peppers will give you fire so that you can hit leads. I guess the blade shooter could hit lead anyway. Not a good test, but whatever. The pepper will give them lead popping ability if they don't have it. So he covers everything. Like he can do camo, he can do lead, if you get the right things. Fertilizer will make your farms, if you have a banana farm, produce more money. I've never used that before. This is a very important one. The pet rabbit. You always wanna buy bunny. I can't really demonstrate the bunny properly. But just trust me, you wanna buy the bunny. Just believe in me. The bunny doesn't do anything. He just kind of hops around and is be cute.
Why, hello.
As they do. But there's actually a secret, which I can't show in free play. But if you buy 4 bunnies, they merge and become a super bunny. And the super bunny actually does attack Bloons. And very vicious one too. We also have a Rejuve potion, which will reset the cooldown of any tower that has a timed cooldown, special proc ability. We also have a genie bottle, which summons a genie that will help destroy stuff for you. Isn't that neat? So that's a very good get-out-of-free jail card sometimes. But these are a peaceful species.
Quick, check the shop.
Well, there's some exceptions.
Thank you. Come again.
Certain bunnies can be violent. In certain situations. Yeah, that's Geraldo. He's a one-man show. Or one monkey show, I should say. Also a one monkey show is this one right here, Corvus. Corvus is even more strange. He has a full-on spell book that he has a bunch of different spells you can use. There's a mana that you consume. It's complicated tower. It's completely micromanaging. Like if you love micro, this is the tower. This is the hero for you. He's 100% micro. He can 100% clear a map without anyone else be used. Just him by himself, his magic, if you can use his magic correctly. You need no other towers, but it is hard to do. Is there a tutorial for the new Desperado, I wonder? I'm surprised there is not. Maybe because I haven't unlocked this Desperado. Let's collect some cake. It's getting late, but I want to show an actual map in action and kind of discuss strategy. So we're going to go on Tree Stump, and we're going to do what is considered the hardest game mode in the game. Chimps. Chimps disables my powers. Actually, let me just do something real quick before I do that. Even though they're not available in chimps anyway, I want to like turn on the monkey knowledge just for the future. Oh, I want to do something else. Cosmetics. We're going to do that. I'm going to do water balloon. Okay. So we're gonna do Chimps mode, which you have 1 life. If a single balloon says by, you game over. Who am I gonna play this with? Let's do Oben. I think this is my best bet. Oben's not like usually a good Chimps character, but
The spirits
I think I
of
can
the
make it
forest
work.
awaken.
I have an idea. I have a strategy. I have a plan. Oh, you can't purchase Oben right off the bat. Wonderful. Okay, this plan's already become harder. I'm gonna place a druid then. And see if I can do this with just a druid. Oof. It's really tough. Can you not... Maybe don't lose this in the round 1. Okay. Thank you for getting that. Okay. Oh, I have auto start. I might not want that at the beginning. Get that. Okay. Okay, you're doing well so far. I see you get 700 gold somehow. Or not gold, bananas, I guess. Whatever the currency is. Know if this can take all this. Now upgrades. Okay, we're good. Now we get Oben, who will buff you.
The spirits of the forest awaken.
And we should be good for a while.
Awesome.
I think Oben's Canadian. So my eventual first goal is for cleanup purposes to go middle path, but I want to do that first so I can pop everything. We'll let it auto-progress. I'm not afraid of these rounds. But yeah, you have to think about your dynamics when building. If you really want to go far in this, placing towers willy-nilly is bad. You have to think about synergy, placement, grow, get all this stuff covered. Like right now, I can pop leads if I have to, but I don't have any camo protection. There's a couple ways to get that, but for the early going, I'm going to elect... Actually, let me do something different than I normally do. I have time to figure this out. That we can place his vines down. Why do Ice Monkey? I have to figure out a good location for the Ice Monkey, but I kind of want to Ice Monkey this. Here, maybe? We'll worry about that later. I need to through the jungle. Get some defense. Okay, we're not gonna start 24 because I know 24 has camo. I could just throw a ninja down is what I normally do for Oben, but I'm thinking long term. We want a long-term solution, so we're going to do that. Alright, so we should be covered for a while. until we get to the Moab on round 40.
Yes.
It's a good farm for that. You also can't sell towers back if you misplace them. And chimps.
Rise.
I need to get icicles before round 40.
Rise.
That should be fine.
Yes.
So once I do that, I can start working on buffing my druid. And boom. Okay, we're set on the ice monkey. So now we gotta place more druids. With the express purpose of buffing this first one here. So to do that, we're gonna use the Populus. This Populus will buff any druid within range up to 5 times. So they're just gonna all make each other stronger.
Rise.
Oh no. I forgot about something. Okay, we gotta restart. I forgot that, the ice monkey can't pop white balloons. Oh, hey, Diz. Thank you for the raid. I have been boarded. Let me give you, like, a good old shout out. Fair Captain. Captain Dizzle is playing day co-op game with a friend of his. And now he's boarding the slime. Welcome, Raiders. I am Shui Gurumaru, a silly slime VTuber, currently showing people Bloons Tower Defense 6. I went over like every tower in depth, all the upgrade paths, kind of talked about the strengths and weaknesses, and the same with the heroes. Though I kind of started rushing it because I'm getting tired. And I'm playing just the actual test map to show strategy that I'm not doing well at because, again, I'm tired. Oops. But, other than that, I think we're okay. How was your peak game experience, Captain? Alright, so I'm not gonna do the ice monkey thing this time. I'm gonna stick to my normal red. I knew there's a reason why I do it this way. I need to do ninja.
Nature's revenge shall be swift and terrible. I'm sweet.
And it's really fun, struggled, and managed to make it all the way to the top. Oh, that's cool. Most likely gonna play this one again. Alright, so this time I'm gonna place a ninja
All right.
at the top. Like here. Because it's a good cross-section. And he'll be able to deal with all the camo balloons for a while.
Rise.
Hey, Mako. Glad to see you here. If anybody watching is interested in all of my explanation of the towers and heroes, This VOD will be up on YouTube probably tomorrow, unless I forget. But it'll be eventually available on YouTube. So definitely check that out if you're interested in learning more about this.
Rise!
I am pretty good. Also tired because it is going on 10 o'clock my time, and I've been up since like 7. So, wearing down.
Rise!
So I'm not paying attention. I need to get through the jungle now before I get overwhelmed. Alright, so we're gonna want sticky bomb probably. I think. Maybe counter espionage and then sticky bomb. I need something for Moabs.
Awesome.
Going to sleep. Alright, have a good one. You need to be very careful in this game mode, because even if one single red balloon gets by, it's game over. So this isn't like one that you can just kind of haphazardly, lazy-daisy deal with. Let's go. You can't earn money in this mode either. So you have to be careful with the way you... Maybe my druid strategies are very good because I can't earn extra income, but maybe it will be fine. We'll see. Maybe I'll fail. I don't actually use Oben on Chimp's mode much. My usual Chimp strategy is to use Soda, an Ice Monkey, and a Glue Gunner. And basically just beat the game with that. It works like every time. But I want to try something different. I want to experiment. So, you can learn different ways to do things. Yes, the Soda Glue Ice is maybe the easiest way to beat Chimps in any map. Uh-oh. Did you? Okay. I was afraid the ninja wasn't gonna catch that. Well, technically ninja didn't catch that. I do want Flash Bomb. I don't think I need Flash Bomb yet. I'm gonna go for Strength in Numbers.
Rise!
We're gonna do Pop Less strats. I hope this doesn't backfire. So I did not get Sticky Bomb.
Moab, handle it!
Okay, that was fine. Which means more druids. Be placing down vines. Once I get the wall of trees, I'll feel a lot more comfortable, because that can suck up a lot more balloons. But this is probably around the time I want to get Flash Bomb at least, because at round 59 is going to be Camo Leads, and the ninja's going to be the only tower that can deal with that.
Nice.
Well, it doesn't get him. Oh well. Some of them will be buffing one another. There, you're like buffed by all 5. It's what we mostly need for now. Then it should be pretty good for a while.
Moab, handle it!
Guess I'm underestimating the rounds. But the next tricky round is round 63. Which, well actually 59 is the camel level, like I said, but I'm pretty sure I've already got that handled. but 63 has a lot of junk. That may be an issue. Let me get Sticky Bob preemptively for when we get to round 60. And then I gotta like think of other stuff to do. I can do Alchemist buff. He's just not gonna buff that many. He can at least have somebody have an uptime on him. It slightly helps, I think.
Moa, handle it.
You're gonna see how long I can survive on this.
Nature's wrath. Nature prevails.
The only thing I'm worried about now is when the DDs start coming in round 90, but we have time to plan for that. So I need to make sure everybody has hard through them so they can pop lead. Otherwise, I'm gonna get destroyed by round 63. Okay, that should be good.
BFB, handle it. Nature prevails.
You're really nice just listening to. Well, I'm glad you thought that. I'm glad you feel that way. I'm not usually thought of as easy listening, but hey,
Awesome.
whatever works. Here's the notorious round 63. Yeah, we're just deleting that. Oop,
Feel nature. Rise.
broke my tree at the wrong time, but we're good.
Moa, handle it.
Sure, the jungle cleans up pretty well. Oh my goodness, the tree broke again. Oh, but you need to get a stronger tree. Bro, we're on ads. I can't, well, I could pause, but I'm never gonna get done the stream if I keep pausing. Sorry, guys. You must prevail.
Feel nature's wrath.
I do try not to play during ad breaks, but it is way past my bedtime.
Nature prevails. Rise.
I don't even know if I actually get that money or not. How that works. 'Cause you're not supposed to earn money in chimps.
Nature prevails. All right. Moa, handle it. Feel nature's wrath. BFB, handle it.
The next round that's a problem is going to be round 78. But I think I have enough force to handle 78, hopefully. I'm mostly worried about what I'm going to do for 90 onward.
Nature prevails.
Which my answer is heavily going to depend on
Feel nature's wrath.
what my financial situation is when I get close to that.
Moa, nature handle it.
I'm just spamming powers as much as I can. And hope that it will help.
Handle it. Rise.
But it is not a good anti-Moab defense line. It's holding up better than I thought it would. But I might get destroyed at 78
Feel nature's wrath.
if I don't get some more help.
Nature prevails.
I could use a village, but I don't think that's gonna be the trick. I could use a Moab press. That's not gonna help. Bomb shooter. I might go Ice Monkey after all if I can
Rise.
afford. Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford Ice of One Pale.
Feel nature's wrath. Awesome. Moa, handle it. Rise.
Real well if my tree comes back. Let's pause. after 77.
Handle it.
Cause I don't have my trees up for 78, I'm in trouble.
Rise.
That I might already be in trouble. You know, we're good. Okay, yeah, I don't have the trees for 78. That's a problem. Do I do Ice Monkey? Yeah, I gotta do. Can I afford Ice Monkey? Icicle Impale. 32. It's about like 35. 30-something. It's gonna be close. I also had to figure out where to place him if I do. I think this gives the best spot. Because he gets multiple passes at it. I leave my here, but that's too... I don't know, I like that situation. I feel like this is more advantageous. So we're going to try him out in lieu of trees. So if he doesn't work, I'm in quite a bit of trouble.
I'm waiting.
In fact, can I redirect the trees to be behind him?
I'm waiting. Rise.
Yeah, the next tree I want to be behind the Ice Monkey. To catch what he doesn't catch. Not that it's like truly behind him, but it's behind where he starts. So it'll help a little bit more. Okay, 78 was not an issue with the Ice Monkey there. So we should be pretty home free until we get to 90. In fact, even 90 is when he should be fine. 95 is the first one I'm afraid of at this point.
Rise. Rise. ZOMG. Handle it.
Zed.
Feel nature's wrath. BFB. Rise. Handle it. Nature prevails. Rise. Nature prevails. Rise. Rise. Handle it. Nature prevails.
I'm gonna think. Did I perma-spike?
Nature prevails.
Yeah, it's perma-spike for insurance. Wait, hi.
ZOMG. Handle it. Rise.
Wait a bit before I can actually perma-spike. It's only like 5 rounds, but it's just to clean up what they don't get if they don't catch it completely themselves.
Nature prevails.
But they should. Like, the Ice Monkey is like stopping everything from getting into the trees, for the most part.
Nature prevails.
I still understand the automatic one.
Nature prevails.
I had to look that up to see what that new targeting system is. But yeah, I think this is pretty much you can't lose at this point. So for explanations for people on what I basically did here, other than just standard defense up front just to be good damage dealers, the main core of this is surrounding a couple of towers. We've got the Ice Monkey, which I've said before, is very good. It's popping lead, it's popping camo, and Icicle Impale means it's good against blimps. So it should handle pretty much everything other than white balloons. And the rest of these guys can handle anything that's white. So it's gonna stop a lot of stuff, including DDTs. And should something fail and somehow slip through, the spike factory here has permanent spikes. And this is gonna build up for the last 10 rounds or whatever and tank anything that gets this far down the track. So that's my game plan. It's all banking on that. And I don't see anything that could go wrong. Because this is gonna be enough to tank pretty much everything by the time we get to the end anyway. As long as that thing slips through early and eats up any of these spikes. And honestly, I shouldn't even need the perma spike. It's just an extra bit of insurance as a just in case because I have only one life to live. Only one heart here. So it's just kind of an emergency just in case for peace of mind. But honestly, you don't need this. Because the other towers are just cleaning up so well. We've got like 6 druids with lots of self-buffing. For most of them. We've got Oben that's further buffing the druids. We've got the alchemist that's further buffing everything in its range. We've got the ninja that's helping defeat the towers. Or the, not towers, the blimps, I mean. It's like helping bomb those. And the ice monkey just being really good. This godlike stun and destroy. Ah, there goes my tree again. Okay, something might slip through this one. But that's why we got Permasmake. Okay, the Permasmake is actually getting pops. It's got 81 pops. So if I did not have this Permaspike, I would have lost because I let 81 balloons slip by the Permaspike. But that's why we had it. For that exact reason. And I can get in me another tower even if I want to help with this. Agree, get plane of some sort. If we don't feel confident that this is gonna stop everything, which at this point it may not. But this should help out. I don't want that many pops falling in the spike factory. My insurance was definitely needed.
All right.
We got a Sky Shredder now.
BFB.
It's cool.
Handle it. Moa.
I could have placed that
Handle
better,
it.
but oh well.
Prevail.
I think we're good for now. We just need to make sure we can get the last couple of rounds.
ZOMG. Handle it.
Okay, we are not very good. We are letting a lot of stuff leak. I don't like that. Could we do another one of these and give me like a Spectre? Oh gosh, yes, I need a Spectre. Camo detection too, just in case. Thankfully, that's enough. Bruma Spike definitely the MVP here, because I would have died several times without it.
Feel nature's wrath.
I'm not used to ice not being able to handle stuff, but then usually I have soda and glue to help out. Maybe even a Buccaneer. Also, the Ice Monkey doesn't have the Alchemist buff on him. The other Druids do, because I thought, no. I started with them, let's have them be buffed, but they're not that strong, I guess.
Feel nature's wrath.
I'm also not using Spirit of the Forest, but I feel like a money path is kind of a waste. I should be using Avatar Wrath, though. Oh no. Wow, they're still getting through. Oh gosh, this is bad. I might lose. I don't know how many spikes that spike factory can hold. My towers are definitely failing me. Don't know if this will help. Red jungle drums.
I am one with the wild.
I'm just a homeland. I'm not too expensive. Ah. We're trying to think of anything I could do to buff these towers further. But I don't think I have enough money at this point.
Moab, handle it.
We just have to hope that juggled drums alone will help.
TD16, handle it.
If I get my trees back up, that will help a little bit.
I'm waiting.
And I put them like back here. Okay, 9 went pretty easily. Cause I always had the last, dad here.
Big Bloon now, for the love of nature.
Which, as long as they pop the outer layer of the bad, I'm sure the spike factory can tank the rest. I rely on that way more than I thought. 10,000 pops.
Rise.
I think this is fine because it's just one blimp. Even though it's the tankiest blimp that there is other than the fortified version of it. But this should be fine. Yes, the advantages. He's leaving the area of the ice monkey, which I don't like that fact. Blood planes still have a chance.
Rise.
I'm gonna try something weird. Imac isn't actually doing anything. Never mind. Just speed this up, because it's taking forever to get to the destination.
Rise. Target. What next? Nature prevails. Feel nature's wrath.
I didn't premature on the reset of the trees, but I was antsy. But now the ice monkey's hitting me again, so it should be slowed down enough that they'll just trap him there where the tree is.
Rise.
Yeah, it's over. They can't get past the spike factory. And there it is. Simple chimps. A little stressful because I was playing with units I don't normally use. But that's the fun challenge there. We got 27 birthday cake slices. Which means I get a free Insta-Monkey. Which I did not use because you can't use Insta-Monkeys and chips. Banana farms are always useful. We'll collect some of those. Unfortunately, that's not gonna give us Desperado. I need 3 million pops to unlock that. Which means a lot of play on the side, so... in the future, I will take a look at the Desperado unlocking various strengths and weaknesses. And report back to you guys with what I find. Next time I stream a scheme, I guess. Which, who knows when that'll be. But eventually, we'll get to that. But the stream, I want to check it out because it just released today. So go, good timing, but all we can do is see it. We can't actually see what it's all about. And again, most I think I can see what its upgrades are, but I can't explain them. I haven't used them, but we can't see in action. We can see what it does, like a preview. Like this is just speed. This is a 6-shooter, right? So it seems like, okay, this one attacks faster the further they are away. So if it gets closer, it slows down, but if they're further away, it speeds up. Whereas this one attacks faster the fewer balloons that are in radius. So it's kind of like a good soloing one, I guess. It's not good for group damage, it's like for solo damage. Bah, more shots, more guns. And it shoots very fast, I guess. This kind of implies that fire, too. So it might pop leads, because as it catches a light, it's blazing. This is going to give it camo. This will give it crits like the Dart Monkey has. Let's see. Improve range. But you already had camo detection. Improve camo detection. Gains a rifle. Which is good for lead. I'm guessing the rifle isn't like a permit thing, it's like a power, the power symbol. So you have to proc this power, he temporarily gains a rifle that can pop lead and fortified stuff, and then he switches back to the pistol. Bounty Hunter. Mark pop, okay, you can mark balloons. Which they take extra damage, I guess? No, proceed with on. Mark extra balloons, then attack all marked balloons. They take more damage, yeah, and give more cash. All desperados can target marked balloons. If you have multiple of them, you can mark a whole bunch of balloons, and then have them all fire at that. It's kind of a micro thing though, so I'm not going to use that one too much. If you play on super speed, just try to pass the rounds real quickly like I like to do, you're not going to need to mark them and shoot them in time. They're going to go too fast. Wanderer works best alone. Desperado attacks faster, but not quite as fast. The more monkeys. So if you basically have more monkeys in his radius, he slows down, so he's faster as Wanderer if he's just soloing by himself. Attacks faster, more balloons. This is the opposite of the top half. This attacks faster when there's less balloons in range. This attacks when there's more. And if you lose lives as well. So he kind of just goes nuts when like it's desperate. And he's by himself. He used a shotgun here. Releases shrapnel, they'll knock back balloons eating Mohabs. Interesting. Desperate hits acquires him, and he probably has explosive shots or something. So it seems like it's got potential to be. It's like a mix of different other towers in like a unique kind of like combination. I have to try to see how I feel about it, but I don't necessarily hate it. But yeah, that is going to be seeing is believing. But yeah, that's gonna be tonight's stream. Much longer than normal. I am say it way too late. Bad me. I'm not gonna get enough sleep for work, but oh well. I had a goal to get through all that, and I got through all of it, so whatever. We're done now. And thank you for the heads. As I said before at the top of stream, I will not see you next Tuesday. I will see you Saturday instead for the Twinkle Star Sprites get together, casual tournament event thingy, whatever you want to call it. Make sure to check that out. Sign up if you are available. And let's see if there's anybody to raid before I... Of course, other people playing this game is sure... see, other people are already off Desperado and they're streaming the Desperado right now. Of course they are. Just released today. It not only did it just release today, I think it just released it like maybe like 4 hours ago today or something. Like it hasn't been like the whole day. Cause their updates like at 6 p.m. or something. At least my time, 6 p.m. So people just grinding this out crazy and fast. But yeah, I'm gonna raid somebody, so do check out whoever gets the honor of being raided by me tonight. And I will see you next live. I think we're gonna raid Goblin Fia, who's playing Date Everything. So let's go horny game. Just date everything that you see. But yeah, check out that stream. for now, this line is out.